Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Definitely the most dominating coverage around. That is Woodward Sports. That is us, and we are them. Braylon Edwards Show coming at you live. Excited to be here on this Wednesday. A lot to talk about. Finally, we got some sound out of camp. We got some conversations from the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Campbell. Excited to dive into this because I feel like everything that we've talked about in this offseason, all the pressing matters, all the pressing topics, he wasted no time. He got right to it at the podium yesterday and today. But before we do that, I say hello and welcome into you, the guest, the most important person. And then I say hello to my co-host and my crew. What's up, brother?
Hey, smash
Anson
the like
Wells.
button, share the show, get those super chats in, and the wait is over, Braylon. There is a tenseness to the network when football is not being played. There's just an overall waiting, the feeling of waiting that came to an end today. The energy is good around the network today.
I say the energy is good around the state, good around the city, it's good around the state. They know football is back. They see the pass, they hear the thump, they know it's back. They smell the grass, the fresh cut of the fresh blades of grass, if you will. Sweet Potato Cam as well as Justin Satawa are joining us too. How you guys doing over there?
What up, though? Fantastic, my brother. Life is great. Life is good.
Nothing else comes from that
Moms
sound
is
booth
doing
on a daily basis.
wonderful as well. So I just want to shout out to Moms. I love
There we
you.
go.
Get better soon.
Mon Dukes, we love you here. We are praying for
Stand in
your
love.
speedy recovery 100%. You ready? You got your Lions hat on over there? He's excited.
Come on,
He's excited.
baby.
He's
It's
excited.
Lion season. Let's go. I'm fired up. I mean, I didn't even need any caffeine today. That's how fired up I am.
I appreciate that. I got to give Ryan Romani a good call because nobody does that Lions like him. Lions, baby. Shout out to
Lions,
Ryan.
baby.
Before we get into it, man, I went golfing today. Shocker. Me on the golf course on a nice day. I had to. It was beautiful weather. It was beautiful outside.
Play with anyone?
No, I went dolo. I was actually on my way to the gym.
Should have texted me.
You know what? Future reference.
You wouldn't
I
have
will.
gone, bro. You
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
have
I
time
would've.
for it.
Yeah, I would have. I literally asked Bomber this morning if he wants to play golf tomorrow morning before we come into work.
Well, from now on, I know, and I will keep you in my right-away calls for morning golf. So I'm on my way to the gym. I said, you know what? I don't feel like being inside today. I don't feel like going in the gym, seeing the same people, doing a song and dance. Let's go to the golf course. Call Copper Creek, which is a quick course just to get 9 in. Don't even have to pull my driver out per se. They had availability, but told me, said, hey, we have a league in front of you, but Braylon will get you off. I said, cool, no problem. I went home, changed my clothes, threw my bag in the car. On the way there, got there, set up, boom. It was a ladies' league. It was an older ladies' league, if you will. So when it was my turn to tee up, teed off on one, nobody in sight. I rode all the way down to see if there was anybody on the green. I said, oh, cool, these old ladies are moving. They're humping with some grease. We're good. So I played the first hole. First hole went really good, had a birdie putt. And, of course, I smoked it. It is what it is, par. Got to the second hole, finally saw them, waited for them to finish up. Then I teed off, finished that hole, bogeyed that hole, caught up to them on 3, had to really wait for them on 3. Then when I finished 3, another bogey. When I finished 3, I really caught up to him. I saw him on the tee box. I was on the tee box. I waved to him. I said hello. Then I sped past because I wasn't going to wait for them. I said, you know what, I only need to play a couple holes. I don't need to play all 9. Just whatever's available, whatever is open. So I passed these ladies, passed the green, got to the next tee box. There was another group. I passed that group and got to tee box 5. The ladies came behind me and trailed behind me to say, hey, it's a ladies' league. You know, because you wait, it's some ladies ahead. I said, don't worry, you guys are not going to catch up to me. And so the lady proceeds to try to combat me a little bit, talk to me a little bit. But this
Naturally.
was
golf course,
100%. So as she's talking to me, I'm walking up to the tee box. She's talking from afar. I've already done my song and dance.
Smash.
I had nothing else to say to her. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to disrespect somebody's grandmother, if you will. I said, look, there's nobody in front of me. I'm not going to play
Somebody's
into you. I'm going
grandmother.
to She was. So
Real
legitimately,
talk.
she's still there as I'm teeing off. She's waiting to say something to me after I tee off.
Did she stop talking in your backswing?
She did. She's very respectful.
Solid.
She's very respectful,
Solid.
very classy, had the etiquette. I hit one about 285, and I was about 40 yards from the green, just off in the fringe.
He's like, yeah, you good.
She was like, you know what, never mind.
I love
She
it.
said, you know what, never mind. So I appreciate you. I was
That's
able to finish
legendary.
100%. So I was able to get a couple holes in, go to the range, and then I got here. But when I was at the range, everybody was talking, and the news was the Detroit Lions,
Yes, sir.
and it was Jahmyr Gibbs and the potential holdout situation. We got a lot of sound. We'll save
Yeah,
that.
Jay's liking Kerby Joseph's chest up there. Look at that.
It's not as good as when you had your shirt off though, Jay. I got
Close.
I
Close, but
think
not
when
as good.
Satawa, you're a little bit more in shape. You're ripped up, right? Had the peptides
I would
cooking.
I would not say no. I got a little beer belly right now, post college at the moment. We're working on it though. I went and skated on the
Summertime.
rolling rink today, so
You're-
we're all good.
Hanging
You're
out with
22.
Larkin?
I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Hanging
You'll be
with
in shape.
Larkin, that's crazy, sweet potato.
Yeah, you're in shape. You'll be just fine at 22 years old. But excited.
24, Braylon.
Well, I try to give you 2 years. I try to
He
give you 2
jumped
years.
2
There you
years
go.
in 1 year somehow.
I know, right? When did that happen?
I don't know.
All right, well, 24. My apologies there. Shout out to Kobe, the Black Mamba.
Oh yeah, I'm in my Mamba year. Hey, hell yeah, that's. I
you
didn't
go.
even realize that.
There you go.
So is
only
LeBron.
Now you got to take it serious.
Nah, yeah, I
Now
do.
you got to take it serious. But the
do
Jahmyr
it.
Gibbs holdout, we'll talk about that in the second segment. I want to dive right into training camp. Yesterday we had this conversation talking about the players that were no longer here, talking about some of those pillars like Taylor Decker, talking about David Montgomery, talking about Alex Anzalone. One of the first questions Dan Campbell was asked was about this newness, this new team. He gave a really interesting answer. Why don't you hit me with that? That's what we're going to start today, the newness of this team.
But what makes the excitement for this year, this first day, unique?
Man, I don't. It's just, I don't know. This feels like there's a little bit of a transition. Like this is there's a newness to it, and there's a reset on. It's a little bit like, okay, we still have our core crew, the guys that you guys know that have been here since 21. And then we've stacked on top of that. But then we made some moves here, particularly this year, this off season. And so there's a newness to it. There's a little bit of a youth movement that's up to us to get these guys developed. And that's pretty exciting, but also knowing, man, I want to get back to what we did in 22 a little bit, and some of 21, probably more 22, but just get back to the basics of what we are. And so that's exciting. That's exciting. And to know you're cutting these guys loose, these guys that were puppies at one time, it's all theirs now. It's all Saints and Souls and Hutch and Jack, that's exciting.
It is exciting. I mean, when you look at it, there is no Taylor Decker to be that stalwart that he has been for the past 19 years of the Detroit Lions. There is no Alex Anzalone wearing the green dot and helping Jack Campbell and guiding Malcolm Rodriguez and guys along like that. There is no David Montgomery in the backfield to make sure that Jahmyr has his carries and his time split so that you have a guy that you trust, short yards and goal line, short yards and goal, and things of that nature. This is a new team as it relates to the leaders. And so my first question to you guys, though, is what do you think he means when he says we got to get back to what we did? Because that was one of the things that jumped out. Man, stuck out like a sore thumb. We got to get back to what we were doing. And he goes all the way back to 2022, which isn't the year they made the playoffs, but is a year they get to 9-8, and you start to see what this thing could be. What did he mean to you?
It's a year to add on to that they started 1-6.
Facts.
They were hungry in 2022. They were pissed in 2022. They knew they were better than 1-6. They flipped the script, completely changed the direction they were in, and finished 9-8 with a win to end Aaron Rodgers' tenure in Green Bay in Lambeau. That was the team that had all of Detroit excited. And then on the heels of that, you do some great stuff in 23 and 24. And we've seen kind of a complacency from some of these guys. You even see it as fans, like the assumption of wins and the assumption of the offense being this and the assumption of the coaching staff being that. And that all crumbled badly last year. Another 9-8 year. But they're two completely different feels, both of those 9-8 years. And again, 4 straight years of over 500 football. But if you come out of that one and you don't come out hungry this year, there's a real problem. Love that he's dialing back 2022.
Back to what we did, back to who we are. Who are the Detroit Lions, and who is he referring to in that sentiment?
I mean, that's the thing. A lot of question marks going into camp. I mean, obviously the O-line. That's the biggest addition here with our first-round draft pick, Blake Miller. I said it not too long ago, Braylon. I said this team feels different. It looks different. Yeah. That's the main thing. And, we are in year 4, year 5 now in this regime, maybe even longer than that. So, people come and go. And, as of right now, it's exciting, though. I will say, I am looking forward to seeing new faces out in the field as well. So that's where I'm at right now.
Man, I think you hit the nail on the head when you talk about the hunger. Justin, when you talk about that hunger aspect, this team is hungry. This team was hungry in 21. They were hungry in the end of 21, hungry in 22. You saw it in 23, and you saw it in 24. I think he's definitely trying to get back to that hunger. But he's got a new set of leaders now. He's got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's got Jack Campbell. He's got Aiden Hutchinson. And he has his guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, who we'll talk about in a second. Just what does that leadership now look like? Because they're no longer the guys following the guys. They are the guys.
I love the fact that now the leaders of the locker room are you really were struggling to find leaders in those first couple of years because you had Amon-Ra St. Brown was a third-year player. The only real true tenured veteran that was a star on this team, quote unquote, was Jared Goff and Frank Ragnow. So now when you look at this team and you see the level of leadership where you should have in every position group now, you have Jack Campbell in your linebacking room, you have Hutch in your edge room, you have Aleem McNeil, as you can say what you want about how good of a veteran he is, but he has years in the league now. You have Kerby and Branch in your safety room. You have Goff in your QB room. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown in year 5 out at wide receiver. You have Gibbs in year 3 or year 4. Year 4? Is it year 4 on Gibbs already?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah,
this is 4.
Year 4 on Gibbs already. You're now talking about no longer guys playing under rookie deals. These are veterans in the NFL who have leadership skills and are going to be leaned on. There's no more Alex Anzalone. There's no more the Patricks, the Reynolds, there's none of that in the wide receiver room to be your token veteran. Now it is young guys who are looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown to lead this locker room, and that's where it is in all these position groups. So it's going to be interesting as they saw how quick the rise and the fall can happen while they've been on this roster, and they have to lead in a way that can take them back to where they were in 2022. That's what it says to me personally.
Realistically, I think it's nothing for a coach and a GM and a front office and the owner, the Holy Trinity, as it relates to when you draft your guys and your guys are now the ones leading the charge. I remember in 2007 when I got to the 2005 I got to the Browns, but by the time 2007 happens, we had 6 guys make the Pro Bowl. Romeo Cornell, who was the head coach at the time, he drafted 5 of those guys, added that value to that team. He enjoyed that year. He had his guys leading the charge, whether it was Joe Thomas, whether it was myself, whether it was Derek Anderson. He had guys that they had bought in that could lead the charge, lead in the locker room. DeQuell Jackson was another one of those stalwarts at linebacker position. But when you draft guys, these are guys that you vetted. These are guys that you want on your team. These are guys that you've said, this guy fits here. This guy fits here. Because of this, I see them in the future. I see them being the leaders of my squad. And now here we are, 6 years in, and now he's got his guys moving forward.
I love where you went with that, Jeff, Juice, because looking at Goff here, thinking Jeff, Goff was the one guy that was there, all right? You for sure, he's been a leader since the start. But the last 3 that you mentioned, Anzo, Ragnow, Decker, not one of those guys was happy last year. We knew Anzo going into the season was not happy. He wanted to get extended. Ragnow was out in the mountains all summer conflicting with the Lions because they wanted him focused on his health. He was not. Decker they all knew that the writing was on the wall for this to be his last year. He wanted otherwise. I think that our 3 leaders last year were not happy in Detroit Lions uniforms without knowing what this season would hold for them. As it is, they're all gone. And they've all spoken up about their bitterness in not being here still. Enter Penei Sewell, Jack, ARSB, Hutch, all these guys that have been there, that have been the production leaders, if you will. Yeah, they're young, but they're putting up the numbers. Now it's their team. Now there's no excuses, no old guard, no offensive lineman drafted by Patricia. This is all the new era. And I know that a lot of you guys, a lot of you fans are sad to see the change and sad to see the names go, but that happens.
Yeah.
That's sports. It's the nature of life, in fact. What we're seeing now is the fruit of Brad and Dan since the beginning. These guys, the names I just mentioned, all these guys coming off their rookie deals now. They're not on them for the most part. Jahmyr about to be off of his. The guys you want leading this team, the best players on this team, are finally your leaders. So I think that hunger comes from a whole different source now.
Yeah, 100%. And the cool thing about it, man, as it relates to those guys, we talk about it. It's where they're ranked. You're talking about guys that aren't just leaders in the team and guys who are just guys. You're talking about guys that are the guys in their position. You're talking about guys that are ranked top 10 at their number, whether it's Jack, whether it's St. Brown, whether it's Hutch, and the list does go on. Panay Sewell is another one of those guys. In fact, Panay Sewell is the first guy, if you will, to that Brad and Dan regime. One of those guys, though, that was drafted in 2023 is garnering a lot of attention right now, and that will be Weapon X Jahmyr Gibbs. In his 4 years, this will be year 4, 3,580 yards rushing, 39 touchdowns, 1,449 receiving, and 10 touchdowns receiving. As this is a guy that's been elite as a weapon, if you will, and has been a damn good player for the Detroit Lions so far in his 3 years. Is he going to get paid? Does he deserve to get paid?
Blank check.
He's getting paid.
Is it time to pay him? You say blank check?
Blank check.
Blank check.
Of course he does.
Why blank check for you, which was actually a great Disney movie back in 1994, but I digress. Why blank check for you?
Generational. All I got to say. And I know where you're going to take this, but
You don't know anything. You don't know
listen,
nothing.
I am on the side where I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to start off with this. If we see Jahmyr Gibbs in another uniform, let's say we do the whole bit where we let him walk, right? If we see him in another uniform and he keeps up the same production as he gets with the Lions, obviously those flash plays, long runs, quick explosive agility, basically pulling a Christian McCaffrey leaving his first team to go to the San Francisco 49ers. If we see that as a fan base, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. People are going to be calling for Brad.
Well, Dan Campbell got asked that same question today, and here's how he chose to respond.
So you got some extensions coming up. Jahmyr Gibbs, kind of the talk of the offseason a little bit. Is it any concern that might lead over into anything at all? Is that something you guys want to do sooner than later, or just what's kind of the update on his situation?
No, I would say, of course, you guys know how we feel about Gibbs and all of our guys, Laporta, Brandt, and so we'll take this as it comes. This is, this will kind of continue. It'll come as it comes. I think that's the best way to say it. And so, this is both sides working through something, and we'll take it as it comes. But that's where it is.
It's interesting conversations. Conversations have been going on since last season. It continued this offseason, and now here we are in training camp where Jahmyr Gibbs today, first practice, is not going to practice. He nor his counterpart in Atlanta, Bijan Robinson. My question is this, Anson, as I come to you. After year 3, Jahmyr Gibbs, there's no All-Pro. There's last year, I think he finished 6th in rushing, finished 4th in scrimmage yards. Why the need to pay Jahmyr Gibbs right now before his 4th season when he's under contract, and you don't even have to pick up his option until next year, which means you also can franchise him the year after that? Why pay Jahmyr Gibbs right now?
Bijan. Just one word. It's Bijan. And you have a guy that's completely tied to him, that was just barely drafted ahead of him, that's seen as a more complete back than him, maybe not quite as explosive as Jahmyr, but he's going to get paid in Atlanta, and that probably could happen this year. Whoever wins the race of signing first probably gets a small discount, right? I guess I'm kind of just overwhelmed by the desire of everybody in sports talk to tell everyone what should they be doing. Hey, I know I'm not actually a GM or an NFL coach, but this is what you should be doing. I'm more concerned with trying to predict what they're going to do. And if you haven't been watching, they re-sign and extend their guys that they drafted that are under 30. So, yes, Jahmyr Gibbs will be here. But I told you I got something for you, Mr. B-Lad, because I know you just are so excited. Young B-Lad watching Jahmyr Gibbs, having a great running back finally. Never knew what Barry Sanders was. And I would love to walk you through the Super Bowl champion starting running backs of the last 30 years. Or I can walk you through the tight ends. But we're not ready for that conversation yet. Let's just stick to Jahmyr Gibbs.
No,
Okay.
definitely not ready for that conversation yet. But as it relates to Jahmyr Gibbs, for me, how to phrase this, Justin? Like, Jahmyr Gibbs has had a really good career thus far. You look at the numbers, you look at the talent itself, like he's one of one as relates to the things that he can do on the football field. But with that being said, has he done something special enough to be given a contract now going into year 4 when his option is after next season or after this year? Has he done something special enough?
It's so hard to say because
It's a fair question.
You're paying him
think
on
so.
potential. You
All
are
right.
paying him on potential. You're paying him for what you saw, not even last year because
Because
Dude,
not
he
last
was,
year.
he was the top 2 running back in the NFL.
If we're looking at stats,
Let's be
but
real here.
if we're looking
He's
at
not even a running back. He's more of a weapon too. That's the thing.
okay, if you're gonna say weapon last year, if you're gonna say weapon, because that's what
Okay.
comes up, the duality of it all. Is he the number 1 from scrimmage yards? Is he number 2?
I'd have to look.
Is
Probably
it-
not.
is
Oh, I
he
know
even
what
the-
it is.
Yeah.
Is he number 3? No.
No.
He's number 4 from scrimmage yards. He's number 6 as a rushing running back. So when
Get
you
him,
say
Bray.
the dual threat stuff, like, oh man, he does this and he does that. Last year there were moments where, here we go, he doesn't have the offensive coordinator. He doesn't have the offensive line.
He averaged 40 yards in the most important months of the year.
All right, let's not
40
let's not
yards
kill
per
him.
game.
I understand
But yeah.
that. I know. Trust me. I completely understand that. But there's a lot of factors that go into it. Obviously, if you could, dude, if your O line is terrible, you're never gonna be good. Like simple as that. It don't matter who you have back there.
Saquon
Same
looked pretty
thing goes.
darn good in a terrible Giants offense.
I mean,
I'm just
well,
saying, like,
yeah, because he
you guys
touched the
want to
ball
pay
every
him
single
like
year.
he's a true one.
He touched the
a
ball every
three-down
play.
back.
This-
Do you see him being a 3-down back, B-Lad?
Gibbs,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to be.
But you want to pay him to be one.
Well, of course.
See, that's
I
my
get-
only thing.
okay.
That's
This
my
dude
only,
is generational.
he's generational as an athletic talent, 1,000%.
Then why would okay? So here,
Go
here-
ahead.
so this is my side of the argument here. I know the list of running backs that have fallen off after their specific amount of carries. Every single running back that we have listed, and I know all the names. I don't have to read them out.
Right.
Hit a wall, and their last 4,000 snaps obviously were not good. Jahmyr Gibbs' first 2 seasons, this entire city of Detroit was like, yo, why are we not playing this guy? What is going on? Why are we seeing Montgomery so much? Jahmyr Gibbs is a real threat. We need to put him out there.
Because
Every time he
Montgomery
touches
had
the ball.
1,000 yards and 13
That's what I'm
touchdowns.
saying, but they did it on purpose. Like
Yeah.
the front office understood the volume effect on running backs when they drafted him. So that's why they got a counterpart. And even when they had Swift, they had Williams as well.
Yeah.
So they've always had this philosophy. And that's the thing is they've been protecting him. They've been adding years onto his career. And to be completely honest with you, what I would have done, and I'm no GM, but I would have paid him around the same time we paid J-Mo. There's a reason why he doesn't go out and sign all these free agents. There's a reason why he doesn't go out and make these big moves is because he's saving all of his money for players like this. And we're going to re-sign Laporta, and we're going to re-sign Branch. We're going to have this core. You don't have to have him be the bell cow. Every single time, if there was a war in football, I said this to Braylon earlier, he would be at the top of that list. Like if genuinely, like when he's not out on the field, if we did not have him last year, we would lose against the Giants 100% because he's the only one that dug us out of that hole.
We still should have lost.
That's
to the
what I'm
Giants,
saying. But
thanks
I
to
mean,
Mike
if it wasn't
Kafka,
for
but
those
you're here
3
now, so I'm not
massive
talking
runs that
stuff.
he had, Tampa
Yeah.
Bay, the really only offensive stuff we had going against them was Jahmyr Gibbs. That
well, you could
78-yard
say
run.
that multiple other times this season too. Like there was times where Amon-Ra St. Brown was
Well,
our
of
only
course, that's
force
why it's
offense.
a team off. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's a team
exactly.
offense, but he is
I'm
a huge part of that.
He
is.
is. I'm not discounting that, but like you are acting like he is like, and I understand. But like we throw around the generational term a little too much because they're like we're
Keep
like,
the numbers with Barry though.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's fine. That's all fine and dandy. But he did it for 10 straight seasons.
Well, of course.
And we're still on. We haven't even seen Jahmyr Gibbs as a featured back yet. And then on top of that, he doesn't have the stats. There's an argument for him not even to be a top 3 running back in the sport. People can argue other running backs. There
Yeah,
are.
I understand that.
Barry Sanders doesn't have that fucking argument.
I
You know,
understand
if
that.
you go to a guy like Braylon or a guy like Anson, they told you the first person they say, "Hey, who's the greatest running back in the league, Anson, of all time?"
Barry.
Hey, Braylon, same question.
My father was
Mary.
raised
All
me saying
right,
the
so
same
like,
way.
and that's why,
I know,
like I love Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think he's a great running back and deserves all his flowers. Easily top 3 in the sport, but there's an argument for people to take him out of top 3 of the current NFL landscape. You can't be comparing him to Barry Sanders.
The conversation, we love Jahmyr Gibbs here. You got to always keep reprefacing that and re-saying that because people will clip stuff. Jahmyr Gibbs is an absolute monster. He is an absolute beast. But if you're talking about paying somebody after their 3rd year, when they got 5 million in that contract, then you start to ask other questions. When you look at a team like the Lions and how they are structured, what do we talk about? They're elite as what? Amon-Ra St. Brown's top 4 or 5 wide receiver in the league.
pretty much their entire offense.
There you go.
Yeah.
So based on that, having an elite offense at every position, now you add him. How much of that is him? How much of it is that? Because you're going to pay him to be $22 million. When you pay somebody to be that, they're typically the best player at that position.
Well,
typically the best player on that team.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would kind of argue that Gibbs probably is the best player on the team. Like there are like 2 guys that I could put above him, and that is St. Brown and Sewell. Like Gibbs is in that range. Like it's like obviously Sewell would be number 1, but like Gibbs is not far away from him in the slightest bit. But here's the thing: if we extend him for a 4-year deal, it's not like he's going to be. Right. I mean, he's going to be what 28 at that time. At the time of the contract ends.
Yeah, but that's not how it works for running backs. Like how did Chris Johnson work out for the Jets? My man had 5,000 yards his first 5-6 years in the league.
Yeah.
And then gets signed and then falls off.
DeMarco Murray, Todd Gurley, all of a sudden.
These running backs are all bell cows, though.
No. Those aren't bell cows. Chris Johnson was
Todd
not
Gurley
a bell cow. Okay.
I mean, he just said Gurley. So
Gurley, sure. But Gurley is not in the same mold as him. We're talking about a guy that is small, that is not built to handle 3 down.
I would definitely
work.
say CJ2K is like the
specialist. He is not Saquon. When you look at Saquon and him leaving the Giants and their owner being like, well, you're not going to, we could keep him for this little. That's a perfect example of a guy that, maybe didn't get an opportunity, was saved some of those reps.
No, I understand
and
that.
still has that full workload in front of him. To me, I don't see that ever being for Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't think the coaching staff does. I think that Pacheco's going to get a lot more work than you do.
But I still think Pacheco's going to be on the field so much people are going to get pissed.
But I'm going to tell you, if they re-sign him for a long term, the Lions fans will regret that contract for a late 20s speed running back at some point. I hope I'm wrong.
If the Lions offense is as elite as we think, by position, by user rate, and by what they've done, then why feel the need to pay Jahmyr Gibbs after year 3? $22 or more million. That's my question.
And people are forgetting what made this offense successful in the first place. It was offensive line play and play action, which was built off of a not great running game, but a decent running game led by Swift and Jamal Williams. And let's not forget, Gibbs was not a true stud his rookie year. He showed great flashes of greatness, but he was not a complete back. We leaned a ton on Demo, and we got to the NFC Championship game, and so we do not necessarily need Jahmyr Gibbs to win a Super Bowl. Do I think we have a better chance of it with him? Yeah. Absolutely. But he is one knee injury away from having to retire from the NFL, and that is how every NFL player lives. And when you play a position like Jahmyr Gibbs does, it is a cause for concern, and it is a hard thing to go from where you already have a 2-year commitment to him, plus a year you can franchise tag him, where you essentially have 3 years of control over him right now. And yeah, you might pay a little more down the end, but you risk him not having a major injury in that point, where if you're paying him for 7 years, an injury is going to happen in there, and there's no doubt about it. That's just the nature of the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations for me. It's you're trying to get ahead of the Bijan deal. I mean, that's what some people think. You get ahead of Bijan, you sign him first before Bijan signs his contract, or more money down the line next year. It's more money, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, it's what does this season look like? Now, everything's supposed to be right. The offensive line is back. You got 2 offensive coordinators that know what they're doing. Jared Goff is ready. He's revamped. The team is revamped. It's a new squad. You'll hear more on that from Dan Campbell, too, as we talk about that offensive line. But this is the team. Last year, there were not necessarily steps taken forward. There were lateral steps taken by Jahmyr Gibbs and by this offense. So for me, it's tough to come off of last year and then extend him this year with 2 years left on the deal. For me, that's just what it is.
You need him for a Super Bowl, right, B-Lad? Like you needed Antoine Smith, Michael Pittman,
Hit him with
Willie
the list.
Parker, Brandon Jacobs, Pierre Thomas, James Starks, Ahmad Bradshaw, LeGarrette Blount, C.J. Anderson, Sony Michel, Damian Williams, Cam Akers, Isaiah Pacheco. And the anomalies in the last 30 years, Saquon, Kenneth Walker, Marshawn,
No, I understand.
Corey
that.
Dillon.
I knew there were.
Now, you go
I
through
watched
the
the
tight
Patriots,
ends, and we've had this conversation of who do you sign. I would rather have the tight end in his late 20s than the running back. Because I believe as great as Jahmyr Gibbs, you can go out and find a guy in the second or third round that enters this amazing offense like we've been told and can still hold it up from the RB position.
I will say this about the Jahmyr Gibbs conversation. It's just one of caution. It's not one of negating. It's not one of disrespecting. It's not one of not saying that he's like that. He's him.
He is.
It's just more of caution. When you look at the last 10 years of first-round running backs, only 2 of them were extended contracts. One was Christian McCaffrey, and one was Ezekiel Elliott. You see how I played off Ezekiel Elliott, Christian McCaffrey. However, CMC is still doing his thing, still here. So it's one of those things where I can go through
1 of 10.
100%, 1 of 10. And is Jahmyr Gibbs that second one? We shall see. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we come back. More from Lions training camp. More questions, a lot of questions surrounding the secondary, surrounding the offensive line, and surrounding certain players that may be on the PUP list. But when we get back, we'll talk about it. Give us a message in from Founders IPA.
Hey, it's summertime, and I know you're making a decision this weekend. Friday's close. So when you get over to your local store and you're choosing between all the lame, boring beers, choose the IPA, guys. It's been the king of the IPA category for 15 years. All day IPA, guys. Listen, it's always refreshing, balanced. It's never bitter. And it's got that 4.7% ABV. So when you're checking out the store this weekend, make sure you check out with some all day IPA, but make sure you drink it responsibly.
Your fitness is essential, and nobody understands that like Planet Fitness. So come on down, stop on in, get yourself a membership. Continue, start, or excel your journey. This is the place to do it. There's no judgment here. Machines are clean. Locker room is super clean. And then also there's trainers on staff to help you with anything that you may need. This is the place to do it, man. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, it all starts.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, I know you have been thinking about LASIK, and let's talk about LASIK. It's an 8-minute procedure, painless, and pretty much everybody has seen 20/20 the next day. My dad did it in his 70s. Doesn't wear glasses anymore. He absolutely loves it. And we got an awesome special that we paired up with our friends at Yaldo for this summer. $16.99 per eye, regardless of your prescription. So give them a call, 248-553-9800, or visit them over at the Yaldo Eye Center. They will let you know a little bit more. I know you've been thinking about it. It's time to make the call.
We came out and got excited, man, as we welcome you back to the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports, talking about the Detroit Lions who start practice today at Allen Park. We jumped into the Jahmyr Gibbs conversation because everybody wants to know, is he or isn't he going to get paid, and why not? Justin, you had something else. But before you come in, as it relates to the Jahmyr Gibbs, are we making more than the situation even is? I think a lot of people got excited, and because Jahmyr's not practicing today, Bijan's not practicing today. It's the first practice. You assume to see him out there practicing, but they're not practicing. Are we making more of the situation than what it is? Are we even having a conversation that they're having? Because when you listen to Dan at that podium, what did he say? He was like, the situation is what it is and it'll be fine. Dan lets you know when there's some serious smoke, and Dan lets you know when it's, look, everything can work out. This seems like one of those situations where Dan's not worried about anything. So are we making too much of it?
Yeah, I mean, he could report on Monday. And they just gave him a little bit of time off. They could also come to a deal. I think it's early, much to all of your points as to why I think they should wait to pay him. But I believe that this deal gets done. It's just a matter of when. I think that they are going to have that conversation. And it might not see pen to paper this month. It might be sometime during the year. But I know that they are going to keep him. I do think they should wait a year, though. And I think that he knows that, too. So this is kind of more of a show than it is him actually digging his heels in, I think.
I agree with Anson. I think that the big mistake that a lot of people in chat are making is forgetting about how volatile the running back market is and how it has been in the NFL over the last couple of years. Like, you saw it spike up with the Gurley, and then it came back down. It's now spiking again with Saquon over the last couple of years after the Eagles cashed in their Super Bowl and Christian McCaffrey. And it's knowing how the NFL kind of works, it's gonna drop again. I want to wait. I don't want to be caught up paying and continue to rise and rise and rise on running back contracts like Achane is cashing in on, like Bijan's about to cash in on. I don't want to play that game. I would rather, and I hate to say this because Jahmyr Gibbs is literally my favorite player on the team. I do not want to see him play for another uniform like B-Lad over there too. That would hurt my soul. However, knowing how the running back market is, knowing how the running back position is arguably one of the least important on the entire field, I cannot in good conscience pay him this season for sure. I absolutely cannot pay him this season. And next season, I'm probably not paying him either. I'm probably looking to franchise tag him, and at that point, I'm talking extension during the franchise tag season as we see where the running back market is at that point.
So, Justin, you said the running back market's gonna fall again, right? Who would make that fall? Because I feel like there's some pretty good young running backs out there right now that could potentially get paid.
It's not the young running backs that make the market fall.
Well, I understand
the older
that, but
running backs that make.
I'm saying when do you think it would drop again?
Give me some young ones that are gonna get paid like that.
Well, I'm saying in the future, we might see Jeremiah Love, Ashton Genty.
I haven't seen anything from either of them to show me that they're worth the second contract right now.
They could be.
All right,
I'm saying in the future. Yeah, I know, but it's not a guarantee that it's gonna fall. Is what I'm saying.
It's
not a guarantee.
The guarantee is that good running backs keep coming out.
Correct.
And they make current running backs, veteran running backs, expendable.
Yes. And that's where the market has always sat. And if you go back in the last couple of years, the only one that truly has cashed in has been Saquon Barkley and CMC. Yeah. And then other than that, this is the new group now. The new group is getting theirs now. But on that past group of running backs from the last 5 years of elite running backs, the only two that got money were CMC.
Uncle Lenny, CMC, all those guys.
We just watched Breece Hall get paid too.
Breece Hall's pretty young though. He's in around that same Jahmyr Gibbs age. That's this group of running backs.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook.
He got paid, but he got paid to the tune of $13.5, $14 million.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much, low-key.
Exactly, it's like 12, 5, 13 around there. But he's like been
$22 million for Jahmyr Gibbs.
I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is a lot better than him.
Do you think that Miami?
By that metric, that's why I said it doesn't matter if you wait on Bijan Robinson or not. And this is why I was kind of talking about how good the offense is. We talk about the eliteness of Jared Goff. Whether you love him, you hate him, Jared Goff's numbers have been elite the last 4 years. That number, yes, elite. They have been elite the last 4 years. You can say that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, elite. Jameson Williams now starting to come into his own. Sam Laporta before the injuries. You see what that was. We complained all last year. Damn, what happened when Sam Laporta wasn't in there and David Montgomery as a slash? Down there in Atlanta, for as good as Jahmyr Gibbs is, Bijan Robinson on a shit team had 460 more yards from scrimmage than Jahmyr Gibbs.
I feel like they're in a little bit more difficult situation than we are, though.
Yeah.
That just because based off of like their cap situation, and obviously they're not that good of a team. Like we're in way better situation though. But that's the thing. It's like it feels so. Like I don't believe that they would do that whole let him walk thing. Like we pay our guys here, and I mean maybe he just. I feel like the Lions teased it a little too early maybe, and that's why he's kind of like thinking in the back of his head like I should have had this deal by now. But at the same time, like I mean, it would hurt my soul to see him in another jersey. It would.
Well, one reason why we believe that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have the type of year this year and is going to kind of command that salary point is because the offensive line being revamped and the offense as well. Dan Campbell talked about the offensive line being better and talked about what it was going to look like from those 5 guys. Here's him on the future 2026 in the offensive line.
Branch is doing well. His will be obviously PUP. There's no setbacks. Take it as it comes, and we'll see. I'm sure late training camp, maybe early September he can start practicing. We'll see. But he's doing well. Who else? Izzy just had a little flu bug. We're going to make sure he's good to go. Hopefully by Friday we get him in practice here. Mahogany needs a couple of days, and then he'll be ready. Who else? Oh, Conklin. Conklin's going to probably be about 2 weeks here, somewhere in there. He's running. He got a little calf back in the spring. We're hopeful. No setbacks. We're trying to be smart with him, but hopefully get him back as soon as possible so we can get some reps on him. Am I missing anybody? I think that's it, right?
Kerby, is it what is sort of the plan of when you want to get him out or when you think you need to get him out before camp to give him that balance of getting ready, but seeing seeing how much he can do?
Well, I've already, to me, if we got him back for the first game, that would be a bonus. I mean, that would be whoa, okay, I don't expect that. I'm not looking for that. I feel like he's more on the Branch plan a little bit. And that's if everything goes well and everything goes according to plan with him and we got everything on our side. But he's doing well.
So we will get to the offensive line and the offense in the next segment. Let's stick here, though. Let's stay with the injuries, some of those small things, nothing to a boss. The Tyler Conklin situation, I don't think a lot of people understand what was going on in the spring, something that they kind of kept from us, and now we realize it's not that much. He should be back in 2 weeks. Mahogany, Izzy, all those guys will be back. For everybody that's crazy about the PUP, for everybody that's nervous and worried about PUP, as it relates to Branch later in the season coming off an Achilles, Kerby, I started off the 2006 NFL season on PUP. I tore my ACL in December of 2005. When training camp started that following year, I was on PUP. But I still was out there with my knee brace on. That knee brace was heavy as shit, by the way. But I started on PUP. I wasn't able to perform in not one-on-ones, but team drills and things of that nature. But I was doing everything else. I was going through ladders. I was doing drills. I was doing receivers. I was working with the quarterbacks one-on-one. I was playing. I was doing all the things in PUP. This was just the protection from the team. I started that season. That season. So when you week one. In fact, first play of the game, we're playing against the Saints. This is the year they won the Super Bowl. This is the year of Katrina, Hurricane Katrina. First play of the game was a 75-yard touchdown. And it got called back because there was a holding on our left tackle. But I digress. So what I'm saying by that is PUP doesn't necessarily mean the worst. You could be on PUP, that gets you through training camp, and then you can reassess that last week. So with the Kerby stuff, though, where you at with the Kerby stuff? Because it seems like there's a lot going on in that kind of snapshot. You got Kerby tweeting at fans during practice right now. He's
teasing and trolling.
Dan saying, hey, he's going to be okay. What are your thoughts on Kerby?
I think that he will be ready week one. I think that his pup that he was going to be avoiding is the real pup that matters, the 53-man
He's the
pup.
necessary one.
Not the 80, 92-man team that they're dealing with right now. When they shave it down and it's ready to start the season, I think he'll be there. I've heard from my guy that they like the way that he's looking right now. They think that Brian Branch is going to be back. Laporta supposedly got very, very few issues at all deadlifting throughout the offseason. I think that this is the hyper focus of Lions fans because Kerby Branch means so much. Kerby and Branch mean so much to this team, and we saw it happen. After they went out, the team was terrible. The defense that was treading water was sunk at that point. So I do believe that this guy wasn't just trolling us. I believe that in his mind, he's avoiding the 53-man pup, which puts him in line to start week 1, just like you did.
How important is Kerby Joseph to this team?
Oh, I mean, they make up the entire defense as of right now. I mean, obviously you got good guys on all cylinders on defense for the most part, but Kerby and Branch actually made incredible impact. Even when Kerby was playing in the beginning of the season last year, he was getting interceptions. Like he had one against Cincinnati. I went to that game and watched it, and he was still looking like the elite ball hog like he always was, and he always, he's been at Detroit for the most part. Branch, his sideline to sideline pursuit angles are like on none other, and he comes down screaming too. He's our head hunter, and you need that. That actually puts fear in the defense. That puts fear in the receivers running those crossing routes because they know that he is there and that he will lay the hit on people. And that's one thing that you see about the Houston Texans defense. I'll mention them again. Their safeties are head hunters, and you saw him pop Jalen Petrie, pop Rashee Rice. That is exactly what Branch does, and he had a couple big hits against Green Bay in 2024, I believe. He ended up getting thrown out of the game in Lambeau, which was sweet. But that's the thing. It's like those guys are real game impactors, and we saw when we had the Legion of Whom last year, we saw the effect when they weren't on the field. The guys were getting open down the seam, like the Steelers, for example. Adam Thielen was catching balls throughout the seam. We had Kenneth Gainwell catching deep balls out of the backfield, and it's like you don't have that safety help, you don't have that play recognition like they do. They play together, they are a tandem. It is incredibly fun to watch. Like when they were in 2023, 2024, our defense was fun to watch because of them. Like the ball was in the air, and you knew that there was a chance that ball was either getting picked or there's going to be a big hit. Like that's really what it is.
It's funny you mentioned Adam Thielen. I was watching some earlier today where he was talking about Kyler Murray. He said Kyler Murray should get the opportunity. He said he should start. He said realistically, last year you were this close to being a playoff team just based on your defense. He said, why not give Kyler Murray a start? I said, that's why they bought him in there. But getting back to it, just putting in context how good Kerby Joseph has been as it relates to ball hawking. His first 3 years, 17 interceptions, and last year in only 6 games, 3 interceptions. Those 3 interceptions will put him 2 behind Chuck Clark and Christian Izien as a tandem for their whole NFL career. Wow. They're missing a lot of interceptions and a lot of ball hawking ability with Kerby Joseph, Jay.
Absolutely, and he led the league for a majority of the season, regardless of his injury, and that just shows you how good he is. I mean,
didn't it happen with Hutch too?
Yes,
it happened with Hutch too.
It's a running joke here in Detroit. However, I mean, the way that Kerby Joseph is able to rover around a secondary and just constantly, like, he reads eyes at such an elite level, doesn't fall for fakes or body movement, and you could see that like in the Aaron Rodgers interceptions where he is baiting Aaron Rodgers, and you talk about, I think it was, and I know he gets the Ed Reed comparison all the time, but Ed Reed and Peyton Manning talk about the chess match that they used to have back and forth, where in a regular season game, Ed Reed let Peyton Manning get a touchdown in order to pick him off in the playoffs because he baited him into it by doing the same thing in the regular season. That's the type of shit that Kerby Joseph does. Like, he is so good back there. He is an elite drop step too. Like, he'll sit there in the middle of the field for a little longer than most safeties in order to get a quicker break, but he's got great foot speed, great transitional hips, and when he goes up and jumps for the ball, he catches like a receiver, honestly.
He does.
He has got hands like a receiver, and he catches some crazy stuff in contact, and I cannot wait to see when he's on the field because he is what the Detroit Lions, identity-wise, does on defense, and that is turn the ball over, don't really care how many points they give up, as long as they can force, a couple turnovers a game. Like, if you force 2 turnovers a game and how good the Lions offense should be this year, I think that they expect to win every single game that's like that.
Typically, when you talk about secondary players having hands like receivers, I feel the type of way. But not about Kerby Joseph. You're absolutely correct. And that's why you get a little bit nervous when you hear the degenerative knees issue and things like that, because so much of what he does is that range. And in order to have range, you got to be able to stop on the dime, play that whole field. The way he plays it, he patrols the whole field. Remember Madden back in the day when he used to have the QB vision? And like certain quarterbacks, like Peyton had all of this, and then like Mike Vick was only like this. I feel like that's how Kerby Joseph is from the DB point of view. Like he plays the field like this. If you don't believe me, ask C.J. Stroud about that. Now look, I want to stay with this topic, but I want to move on to the DBs. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and talk about that secondary that is the Detroit Lions. Let's get a message in from Water Hazard.
Yes, sir. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Water Hazard. Didn't know I had to read, but it's right in front of me. Water Hazard is the very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders, and a vodka-based cocktail at 5% ABV that is citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. Best served over ice with a slice of lemon, preferably. Get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But please remember to please drink responsibly.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kerby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at deadcityfc.com.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Here to tell you about Mortgage Pros, because they want you, and they want you to be able to change your life and your trajectory of you and your family. I know you've been thinking about it. Today is the day to make the call. 248-416-1361. We're talking about Michigan's #1 mortgage broker. You saw us out there 6 or so weeks ago at their annual block party. Amazing employee culture, but they are providing the tools for you to change your future. Check them out, mtgopros.com. They're right in Troy. Change your life today with Mortgage Pros. Change your night and your palate with the best pizza in town. We've been doing it for 80 years. We know. We know the secret here. It's the Detroit-style deep dish. The originators, our buddies. It's sweeping the nation, and we want to save you 20% off your next order. So use that code word there, that Woodward20, when you head over to buddiespizza.com, and you're going to save exactly that. But it also works for their catering section. You want a pizza party this summer? Put it together, and we'll save you up to $200 with that very same code. They are the original since 1946. They are Buddy's Pizza.
Welcome back into the show, talking about your Detroit Lions and what 2026 holds in store. Chad, how you guys feeling out there? I want to make sure that I talk to you a little bit. What's going on, Anson? What's been the engagement in the chat, man? What have been the comments?
The chat is honestly, they're kind of back and forth about
Gibbs.
About Gibbs, that's for sure.
Figured.
Quite a few of them are enjoying something that our other guys here in the studio are enjoying at the same time, and we'll get to that later in the show as well. But yeah, honestly, there's just a lot of talk about the two differences between last year having Morton, this year having Petzing. I think everybody's just ready to see some preseason action and what this team looks like out there. We did hear that they will be starting starters this year, I believe. Is that correct, B-Lad?
That's the word around the street. Yes, that they will be playing starters in preseason more than they do or they have in the past.
Some Jared Goff and some preseason action.
I feel like it could be beneficial.
I think it can be, unless he's injured.
First of all, it definitely is beneficial. Like, legitimately, when we were asking for them to play in the preseason, we weren't asking for them to go out there and play 2 quarters or 3 quarters or 4 quarters or a whole game or go out there and go down the field. We weren't asking for that. Going out there, get your series in, get that feel of what it feels like to do the routine. Like, that's one of the things about preseason that allows you to do. It allows you to get into that routine. It allows you to get that feel. You go out there, driving to the stadium, pulling up, getting your warm-up in, talking to the trainers, like how that feels on game day. And then when the game starts, you go out there. What does it feel like to be in a 2-minute drill? What does it feel like with this new offense? Because you've heard Dan Campbell talk about it. Regardless of the players that are elite like Penei Sewell, that are elite like Amon-Ra St. Brown, for every player that you have that's an all-pro or a pro bowler, you got guys that are trying to figure it out, like Christian Mahogany, guys that are going to be young starters like Blake Miller. It's good to get in rhythm, and I think over the last 4 years, they now start to understand that. Now, if you were not watching us at the beginning because you're watching the Tigers game, Tarek Skubal has now come off of the mound. Maybe his final appearance, 6 Ks, and the Tigers are up right now in the 7th inning.
Didn't we say that a week ago?
Well, this is a little bit different. This may be the last one. We'll get to that at the end of the show. Just wanted you to know, 6 Ks on the mound today. Light day's work as the Tigers are up 7-2-1. Before we went to break, we talked about the DB position. This has been a position that has hindered or helped the Detroit Lions for a very, very long time. Not talking about the secondary as it relates to the safeties. Let's talk about the DBs. Dan Campbell was asked about his secondary. He had a lot to say about those guys, including some guys that you still may not know what their faces look like.
Filling that spot and some of the guys you got as far as filling that secondary.
No, we're fired up. Look, it's why we got Rock back. We went and got McCrary. We knew we'd get Rake back off injury. We drafted Abney. Certainly Dorse is back. So, Ironsides is back. We feel pretty good in that room of the competition and those guys between veterans, young guys, and ability.
I'm sorry.
We got our first victory lap of the season. Woo! Come on.
It's always interesting. Sometimes I can't hold my laugh in. I can't come up here with a straight face. Like, he talking about the secondary room, this DB room, like this DB room is elite. Like, this DB room is like that. Tell me why I should be excited about Rock Ya-Sin, Keith Abney Jr., DJ, Roger McCray, etc., B-Lad. Because don't get me wrong, I like the depth. But he makes it seem like, boy, you got Patrick Surtain and Trent McDuffie over there.
I got nothing for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
I've
that.
been on that all offseason long.
Like, come on, Dan.
Long. Like, it's like.
No, his amount of confidence was a little concerning because
we got Rock back.
Yeah, no. I like Rock Ya-Sin, and the victory lap I was talking about is me and Braylon have been debating the CB2 for a couple of weeks now, and shout out to Bray. He thinks it's gonna be Abney. I'm not putting that out off the table.
Not week one.
It definitely could happen by then. But week 1, I think we're gonna see Rock Ya-Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
he actually was not. He was the best of the mid.
Yes, he was. But I agree. No, Dan low-key talking crazy like that. Like. Dan, say I would rather hear all right, yeah, we got some guys, we're hoping to get some improvement, we'll see a couple things and we'll see where I wish that he would have given more of a straight answer. Like, it seems like he's just gassing us up to gas us up.
The one thing he did say, and there was another clip in there talking about the DBs as well. The one thing he did say, you're gonna see Rock on the outside. And you're going to see DJ on the outside. McQuarrie as well as Abney, they will fight for that nickelback slot. They will be in the nickelback. He likes what they can do out of that position, guarding the slot as well as playing the run and getting into the you got that? Yeah, let's play that actually.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Abney and McCreary.
Yep.
Does the plan change at all with them? I know you've talked about the ability to flex outside. Is there an early camp plan to maybe see what you got there just in light of shifting personnel at the cornerback?
Well, they will take some outside reps. McCreary's played out. Look, so is Abney in college. Now, I know he just stepped into our building, but they'll take some of those outside. But we still want to, let them sink their teeth into some of this nickel. And look, we're going to let Rakestraw take a little nickel too on some of this stuff and see where it is. But all those guys got to be prepared to go outside. The guys we know who will stay outside right now are Reed and Rock, and then those other guys need to be able to, let's see if they can do some stuff inside. Yes, sir.
It seems like the staff has been pretty steadfast that he's an outside corner. Just what have you seen from him in your first 2 years that makes you think that that's where he will stick eventually?
Well, the injury, just kind of the injury history with him has not allowed us to really see everything that he can do. But we know that's where he banked a lot of reps in college, was outside. He's got excellent feet, his hips. just, man, his change of direction. He's got ball skills. He can track the ball down the field. So there's just things that he's got about him, and there's a natural ability to him that you feel like is conducive to playing outside, and that's probably where he'll have most of his time. But yet, let's see what he can do inside too. Look, he's going into year 3. Although he hasn't banked a ton of reps, it's just, man, there's you begin to mature and you grow, and we feel like just from what he is internally, I'm not talking about the football player, but just you mature, you grow, you learn, and so we're pretty excited for him this camp to see what he's got.
I appreciate that about a head coach, because if you draft me, I want you to support me, and I want you to be loyal. And there's never been a head coach more loyal to a player that has not played 2 years than Dan Campbell. Like he talked. I've never seen more conversation about a player that has not played, except for maybe Elijah Mosley. Oh, my bad on that. Now check this out. As it relates to the Lions secondary, last year,
shout out Rakestraw though. I want him to be good.
I want him to be good too.
What if he comes out? He's just like an absolute locksmith on the outside.
Well, then it'll be a lot of people with egg on their face, and I'd be one of them. You look at the Lions last year,
and we will be a Super Bowl favorite.
240 yards a game is what they gave up. They had 342 out of 555 attempts were completed. That's 61%. That's just not good enough. 31 touchdowns. That's just not good enough. To only 13 interceptions. 92.5 is what the opponent's passer rating was against the Detroit Lions last season. 7.3 yards a catch. That is not going to work this year.
My man said he has not had a lot of reps with a straight face.
Dead ass straight face. Then brought up the college reps.
Speaking of funny,
he said, but he did get a lot of college reps, though.
Speaking of funny things,
you know what I'm saying?
He did.
He actually.
Braylon, you'd be a great. I know you've talked about being a wide receivers coach before, but like as an NFL wide receivers coach, like you at the podium would be so electric, bro. Your like faces when you're like answering questions and stuff would just be so good.
He banked a lot of reps. Was the verb that he used to answer.
Speaking of funny things,
I can't believe it.
Steve Lehman in the chat, Vanilla Ice in the booth. Word to your mother.
Hey. Shout out to Vanilla Ice
you know what?
Day, man.
I'm gonna before we head to break here, I gotta show some love to our guy Doughboy Steve, who is in the hospital right now.
Oh, Doughboy.
Please send something that he can actually eat to room 823 at St. Joe's. Freddie, I'm looking your way.
He's there now?
He is.
Ooh.
There you go. There you go, buddy. We appreciate you tagging in with us every day while he's getting better, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely make something happen. Are we on time for commercials? Do you want to do this commercial break and come back and talk about what Dan said, or stay with it?
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 3.
Reset it.
3:03. We can reset and come back because I want to talk about the DBs because they have to be better.
Sorry, guys.
But when you look at what this team is defensively as a whole, the defense as a whole will be better, and so should the DBs. All right, let's get a message in from Icon Auto Repair. And you know that falls on me. Look, if you get an accident and you need help, you need auto repair. You need to be in the collision shop. Look no further than Icon Auto Repair because they're part of the Woodward family now. If you need it, then show it. Needs repairs, make sure you trust the team that we trust. With 3 convenient metropolitan Detroit locations, they're everywhere, and they want to make it happen for you. They offer free car loaners, and they even offer to pay your deductible. Now, those 2 right there, those are the big ones. Those are the big ones because they are the one-stop shop. You take it there, you don't have to leave there and go anywhere else. Let Icon Auto Repair and Collision, let them get you together.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
It's home buying season, guys. Whether you're thinking about upgrading your home, buying your first home, or refinancing your current home, you need to get on the phone with Chad and Chris over at Supreme Lending. They are waiting for your call, and they want it early in the process so they can get you in the best status for the best loan program possible, including that 0% down payment program that you see right there, guys. Mention Woodward Sports, and 100% we're going to save you up to $500 off of your home appraisal. I know you're thinking about it. Why delay? Make the call today to Supreme Lending.
All right, second hour of the show, Braylon Edwards Show here on Woodward Sports 2.0. Freddie Felt and everybody else in the chat, I got a question for you. At what age is it acceptable not to know who Vanilla Ice is?
Burning them like bacon.
Just throwing that out there. What age is it acceptable not
Freddie,
to know
chime
who
in.
Vanilla Ice is? Because there is someone in the studio. He may even be on the show right now. He doesn't know who Vanilla Ice is. Or never heard the song Ice.
With such
Ice.
conviction, who's that?
I know. I was like, huh? Like, what?
I've heard the song before.
Okay.
Of course I've heard the song.
Have you heard the name before? Or just
Yeah,
the
I've
song?
heard the name before. I've definitely heard the name before, but like I couldn't put a face to it.
Okay, he's got an interesting, unique look, but all right.
He saved
No, I looked them up. That's why me and Cameron dying
in the last
laughing
2
back
minutes.
there.
Last 20 seconds, because we was about to come
Chill
on here
out,
and get you
Chad.
cooking.
Yeah, you were about to say,
We was
burning
about
them
to
like
come on and get
bacon.
you
Chat, I am what they call Gen Z. So
Yeah, you are.
But I'm a part of the good Gen
Does that
Z
mean?
though.
Oh, see, I almost.
But
it's
are you going to dress up as Vanilla Ice for Halloween this year? That's the
You
only
would be.
question that matters.
You could kill it.
I could.
Very good.
You could crush that. If you're going as Vanilla Ice, I'll go as Hammer.
Ooh. Big old
I
parachute
go as
pants
Hammer.
in the studio,
Hey,
baby.
I go as Hammer.
Hey,
I know who that is.
Fantastic.
I know who that is.
Are you guys a dress up for Halloween type people? Like if Halloween is on a day we have the show, are you gonna wear a costume?
It might get me in trouble.
On the show,
No.
during the show,
Yeah.
I think I should mandate it just for you bringing it up.
Oh, well, I want a mandate. How
love
do you
it.
how do you not wear like I'm costumes all the way?
I think Spenny's good at that. Spenny always comes in.
If
Yeah,
my
Spinny does. I've seen the hot dog suit a couple times.
hot dog suit. Dog.
Davy
don't be
Crockett.
surprised
That
if
makes
I
sense
show
for
up
you.
tomorrow
That
dressed
makes
as
sense.
Spider-Man. Don't be
Davy
surprised.
Crockett.
Oh yeah, that comes out tomorrow. I know
Daniel
we'll be talking
Boone.
about Spider-Man tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man. Oh,
Now, okay, here we go. Are you guys going right across the street at what time?
I'm going at 5:45. Me and my
hang
dad
out for
snipe
that.
tickets.
Are you
Here,
going
where
in?
you all going, though?
You going in Birmingham?
The one right here.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Well, say that. I might pull up.
All right, well, you got to find tickets.
Yeah, you
It's
better
sold
get 'em
out.
early.
5:40. Don't worry.
Sold-
I
It's
can make
Braylon.
anything happen.
I know.
I can
I don't even know why I said that.
That's
No,
all good,
Bray,
man.
yeah, Bray, make it happen. 5:45.
You know what's funny is I had a total of 4 tickets this past weekend to the Morgan Wallen concert and didn't go. Like 4 tickets. They fall in my lap. They
Freddie
fall in my
Felt.
lap.
I have actually been mistaken for Vanilla Ice down in Florida before. Almost got a free Italian meal. It's tough staying with these damn Gen Zers.
Freddie, you low key does look like a Vanilla Ice. An older
Freddie
Vanilla
Felt
Ice.
looks like Vanilla Ice cap. See, I'm old enough to cap.
Young
He
Freddie,
does not-
I think.
he-
I think he's talking about young Freddie.
Oh,
We're gonna need
gotcha.
a
No,
photo
yeah,
of
I've
young
seen.
Freddie.
I've seen,
like, huh?
I've seen young Freddie.
Yeah,
Okay.
he looks like him, huh?
Bro, dude, shout out to Freddie. Me and Freddie, when we're at the watch parties and stuff, we get in the lure. Shout out to Freddie. That's my man.
Freddie is good people's. Freddie
He
is
tells me all
good.
about his adventures.
All about his adventures. Well, last year for the Detroit Lions, the offensive line was definitely an adventure. This year revamped. They went out and they got Cade Mays as their center from the Carolina Panthers, and they added Blake Miller, pick number 17,
Big
to
dog?
the Clemson Tigers. What is that offensive line going to look like this year? So much has been made about when the Lions are the Lions, it's the O-line. This is Dan Campbell talking about this offensive line for 2026.
Kerby, everything that I told you in the spring still applies to that. You know, we've been working to this, but we're still in this. Okay, he's running on ground, man. We're starting to change direction, some of this, but we're not going to grind this for another 2 or 3 weeks, man. So it's a good veteran group in some areas, but yet young guys that are unknown, unproven, they got an opportunity. So yeah, I feel like what comes out of that room, those 5, is going to be better than what we had last year. Is going to be an upgrade, and not just a little. I believe that.
Why is it going to be an upgrade? I feel like we assume it's going to be an upgrade because there's some new pieces, because there are new faces. Cade Mays is a new face. He was the 3rd-rated center, I want to say, in free agency last year. He's an upgrade based on, is he better than Graham Glasgow? Blake Miller's on the right side now. He's a rookie. Fresh out of Clemson, he's starting in the place of the best right tackle in the game, Penei Sewell, who has moved to left, but he hasn't played left in 5 years now, and now he's back playing the position that they originally drafted him to play in. And then there's Christian Mahogany. Christian Mahogany is a guy that graded the lowest graded offensive line last year on Pro Football Focus. That's what he brings to the table. So when you look at this line, and I'll bring it to you. You want this answer?
I do.
I'm setting you up. Here you go. You ready for this? You have now one of these guys have played next to the guy next to them. This is a brand new offensive line. This is Penei's looking to his right, never seen this guy before. Christian Mahogany's looking to his right, never seen Cade Mays before. Cade Mays is looking to his right, never seen Tate Ratledge before. And Tate Ratledge is looking to his right, and he has never seen Blake Miller before. Why do we believe that this offensive line is going to be like that?
All right. Well, first of all, I like the coach. The coach, Hank Fraley,
my former teammate.
Yeah, he is the best of the best when it comes to coaching the offensive line. And I just like how, like last year, my big issue was in the middle you had Glasnow next to Mahogany. You had a 2-man weak spot that every single defense could pinpoint and exploit at will. On top of that, you want to keep going left. If you watch Taylor Decker at the end of the season, he's a pylon. And all due respect, because he was a great Lion, and he did some
injuries caught up. There's nothing wrong with that. Injuries caught up.
It did. Yeah. But it was bad. Like, if you go watch the Bears game or the Vikings game or the Steelers game, he's just getting bullied. And it's really bad. So when you look at this group that you have now, there is not, like, the weak point is a singular, and it's Christian Mahogany. Because last year, Tate Ratledge put it together in the back of the year. I just watched him in the Bears game. He was getting some really nice push off the line. Penei Sewell, stud. Best offensive lineman in the league. I have no worry that he's going to be able to transition back to his natural position where it is also his dominant side. That is going to be great. So, and then you look at the middle. Cade Mays, little inexperienced. That's like I'll be fair. However, I think he easily has top 10 center potential, especially playing next to Ratledge and then Blake Miller. We've talked about it. We like Blake Miller, and I think that Blake Miller, that at worst, is not going to be a true pylon like Decker was last year, or who's the guy who always filled in for him? Iwasaki or something?
Iwasika.
Iwasika. Yeah, thank you. I apologize for butchering your name, but you were not good. You were a pylon. So I think that we're net positive. Like, we beat the Bears with Decker and Iwasaka out there at
Iwasika.
To
answer your question, Braylon,
Miles Frazier.
All that they ayahuasca, I like that one. All that they have to do is stay healthy. You had 13 different offensive linemen start for you last year.
Yeah.
3 additional at your edges, and then you had an additional 6 or 7 starting on the interior. So all you have to do is stay healthy, and that is a big if, but you will be better. If you look at some of these names like Awosika, Cologne, Egwakon, Neese, Sorsdal, Jamarco Jones.
What the?
I mean, these guys were replacement level talents
G League
at the
players.
very
I'm
best.
like, what the world?
And
I haven't
again,
even heard half of these
for
guys.
sure, I didn't know that Jamarco Jones and Michael Neese even played for us. So when you look at those types of names and you look at now the depth chart that we would have to get into, you're looking at the Miles Fraziers and the Kerby Sorsdales and a couple of other guys that actually have quite a bit of time as starters or at least players for the Lions. You scared me, though, when you mentioned the fact that every single one of these guys looking left and right is a brand new situation.
That's
so,
a good pull.
So that first game, man, I said last year that they lose to Green Bay because of all the changes, the new coaching staff. There's not a whole lot of reason to be that confident about this offensive line being great week one. However, do love Blake Miller. Obviously, Panay, I think, will be fine. And if you can just find either Mahogany or Miles or one guy to be consistently in there, by the end of that first month, they'll be real comfortable looking left and right, Bray.
Last year, K. Mays with the Carolina Panthers, and I don't buy PFF for everything. I think a lot of things they say is BS, is bullcrap, but some of the stuff they get right.
So does Spenny.
100%, because a lot of stuff they say, you're like, who the F is working for you and pulling these stats? Last year, he ranked 24th out of 40 qualified centers as an overall grade. His blocking grade was 69, which ranked him 13th. His run blocking grade was a 58.5, which ranked him 33rd. But one thing I do like in those numbers, he was only flagged one time last year. He only had one time, and I do like that. But getting back to that offensive line, and this relates to everybody, Justin and B-Lad and Anson, is planning that preseason, the conversation by Dan Campbell when he said we're going to get back to what we did in 22. Those guys played in the preseason in 21. They played in the preseason in 22. Practice was a little bit more intense. They took it a little bit more serious. These guys playing in the preseason, you'll start to understand the rhythm. You'll be able to get into a rhythm with your brother. Sure. And I think that will help this offensive line out tremendously.
And so will that rookie.
Yeah.
I really think that people are worried about moving Panay. I don't think you should be.
It is a little bit of a – it's a slight concern considering that looking to his left is a second-year player. Second-year player that got better last year in Tate Ratledge, but he's looking to a guy that's also still trying to figure it out at that position, if you will.
No doubt about it. But I think that he's the least of our concerns. I think that he'll hold up who's next to him. I think that Tate showed so much growth over the season that when you put him next to that rookie and Blake Miller, I believe it's going to work. You know, you look at Cade Mays and you say those numbers, and they are underwhelming. They're not that exciting. He's not a top 15 guy, not a top 10 guy. The price was amazing for him, and I think that when you get the consistency of who he's going to be working next to, he will elevate his game, and he's still young. It all comes down to Christian Mahogany for me. Does he get made better? That's right. Does he get made better by working next to Panay? Or is it one of these other guys that steals the job from him? Either way, I think that this is a upper half offensive line. And if they stay healthy by the end of the season, they could be a very special unit.
It's so funny. Like, how many other teams around the league, and this is no knock, this is a real question. How many other teams around the league have so many ifs but being called a Super Bowl contender? Because I feel like every conversation that we mention with the Lions is a if this happens, if that happens, or here's a glare, or here's something glaring, whether it's the offensive line having to gel, whether it's the secondary if they're going to be healthy, whether it's always if the offensive coordinators are going to work out, if the secondary players are going to be able to work out on the outside, if the linebacker. Seems like a lot of it for a team that we peg to be a contender.
Now you know how like Buffalo feels. Buffalo, the Los Angeles Chargers, like, you know, we say with the Chargers all the time, if they had Joe Alt, if they had the offensive line in the middle.
Chargers is going to be that team this year.
They are. I
am going to keep doubling down on that until I'm disproven.
I agree, no doubt about that. But yeah, like Buffalo, like they've been clamoring for a wide receiver one. Baltimore been clamoring for a wide receiver and some offensive help for Lamar. Like, it's like Joe Burrow with the offensive line and the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Like, there's a lot of teams that, like, sometimes it does, as Lions fans, feel like we are the only team that has, like, these big, crazy old scenarios. This is really going around a lot of the teams that are very similar to you right now in the NFL. Like, there's really only, like, 2 sure teams, at least coming out of the NFC, that are like, all right, they're complete. They're good to go. Like, a lot of these teams still have holes, essentially. Like, this is, like, and that's what I tell people about you know, when they talk about the schedule and they bring up the schedule, I'm like, this isn't like college where the spreads are so uneven and lopsided. This is the NFL, and we see a lot of like bad teams with, or like not even necessarily bad teams, but teams with bad records hang in with you. And then this is all based off of teams that last year had that kind of record. So I mean, it's very even. I feel like the NFL, like there's really only like 2 teams that you know are just like 3 or 4 teams maybe that are like bottom of the barrel, but everyone is still kind of
parity is there.
It's there, you know. There's some competition now.
I will say this, that's what also always got me about the Josh Allen conversation. Luckily, he was winning the division, but that division has sucked.
Yeah.
His
horrible.
entirety of his career.
Like Miami's never been good. The Jets have never been good. Like the
Braylon,
Patriots had a couple
have
down
been
years.
his wide receiver 1 a couple of those years.
Yeah, 100%. Like 100%. He has not necessarily had
Khalil Shakir, baby.
B-Lad, 70
now
years of
2.
losing brings out the microscope on every franchise.
No, trust me, I understand that. And that's why, you know, people have been getting on my head. Like even in one of my group chats back home, I was kind of having the same epiphany as I've been saying the last couple weeks. So I don't think the Lions are really going to be all that good, and they think I'm overreacting. So they were like, wait until we're 7-1 at the midseason mark.
The Lions not being that good is not an epiphany, my friend. It just is in the last few years.
You know, that's funny that my dad looked at me the other day and he was like, now you're starting to get it.
Yeah.
He was like, nah,
yeah, don't even talk to Grandpa, bro. He's he's
yeah,
off already.
Yeah, it's over.
I feel like all the older generation, the generation that legitimately watched all of the Lions' failures from the 80s and, well, even the 70s, if we're going to go back that old, but they
That's
watched
my dad.
There you
He's
go.
63 years old.
There you go. So he watched the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s and the 10s and the 20s early on. I feel like that generation was very slow to jump on the bandwagon.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
finally,
Yeah.
I think the 15-2 is when they jumped on the bandwagon. And then
That's
we didn't
facts.
but then we didn't make the playoffs last year. I work out at the Y from time to time. My Planet Fitness people don't be
the Y
mad.
stories.
Former NFL alumni,
The
we
Y
work out the Y
stories
for
are
free.
great.
So I work out there. It is what it is. Working out there with a lot of the older folks, like, they're quiet about the Lions this year.
I know.
I watched the rise from 20, 21, from 21, 22, 23, 24. It was here. Like 24, it was up.
15-2,
it was up.
Till-
Then after the game, we're gonna have to talk about it. And then last
please
season,
don't.
man, these guys walk around the gym, they like, I just hope. I'm like, yo, pipe down, old guy. It's gonna come for you. Check this out. Do we have quick slants out of you today?
Yeah,
think
we
so.
do.
We got quick slants today. You know what I'm going to tell you then? My boy, Sweet Potato Can, why don't you jump on there and tell me about this ain't your daddy's dip. And when we come back, B-Lad will have quick slants around the NFL for you.
I got you, B. Put down that gut-rotting freaking energy drink and check out Thrive Energy Pouches. But yo, B-Lad, it ain't your daddy's dip. It's tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse of smart caffeine. No jitters, zero bloating. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use that promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order. Found exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy. They flip and work, y'all.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive Energy Pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Justin Satawa here. Let me tell you about Massage Chair House. My buddy Dr. Eric Duncan has
Juice
the
Wing.
largest massage chair showroom in Michigan, like with great models like the Pharaoh and Osaki. So make sure you scan that QR code above my head and tap into his YouTube channel where you can find out about all the latest and greatest in the massage chair game. So increase your relaxation with the Massage Chair House.
And you want to
Hey,
triple
Doug.
down on your relaxation? Get yourself some lube.
I could use some of that.
Me too, buddy. 40 locations throughout the state.
Gordo.
And we want to make your plug. Gordo over there. 30% off will save you with that QR code or WSN30 when you visit in person or online. Just put that code word in and you're going to get
use
that
a tranquilizer.
30% off. Buzz and Energy, check it out when you're there. They're going to hook you up with some gifts your first 3 times you visit. They are low.
Somebody put some buzzing in their water tank in the bullpen over there.
If you don't know what we're talking about, when Terry Skugel left the mound in the 6th, the Detroit Tigers were up 1-7, and now 7-1. Excuse me. And now the Baltimore Orioles have tied it.
Fire sale.
It's tied.
It's tied.
We're so bad.
We're definitely.
You okay,
tied.
Gordo?
No.
Gordo's losing over there, man.
Nick is melting somewhere as well.
Gordo's doing the
Nick's
silent
at the
library
game.
challenge.
He took the day off his day job to go to the game.
Ooh, it's tough. You know what? I'm going to paint the picture of Gordo for you guys. You know when Dan Campbell gets to that podium and the Lions are losing like 22-21, and he gets to yeah, you know, Saints. Yeah, Gordo's over there doing that, man. Hat on, hat off, hat on, hat off. So stick with us. It's a little bit chiller on this side of town. Oh, look at him. He's doing it again. He's getting the eyes now. He's getting to the eyes. B-Lad,
Hey.
you're up.
Are you guys ready for this? Because NFL camp is underway. We're going camping, boys, and I got a couple camp stories, but they're not stories that you would picture right away. The first one I have is apparently Jahmyr Chase, and we have the video.
Did he spit on somebody?
He could have. Maybe it led to this altercation, but one of the DBs that looked like he was ready, and he's fighting for a spot on the team. They got into a little altercation, a little brawl actually. It's in camera composites, Justin. Up there at the top.
Oh yeah, get him right.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He's getting me right.
I'm getting right. You see it right there?
I cannot play that, unfortunately, because it's from TV. But
wow, that's super unfortunate.
You're trying to get
his flag.
I didn't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Boy, if this show got flagged, I'll be ready to fight somebody. What happened?
All right, dude.
So it was a big old. There was a big argument between a DB and Jahmyr Chase out on the field, and Jahmyr Chase, they got into a big old scuffle. A bunch of the team, both defense and the offense, are surrounding him. Jahmyr Chase ends up ripping off his helmet and throwing it across the field to the sideline. Why do we see all this weird stuff coming out of Cincinnati? Because I honestly kind of have a soft spot for Cincinnati in a way. I actually got to go out to Paycor and watch them play. The stadium is beautiful. The fans were very nice, even though we put BTA.
But they're the Bengals.
Yeah, we put BTA. But a soft spot. I didn't say I liked them. Soft spot. I'm a fan of the game, Anson.
They're soft.
But
their city's similar to Detroit. I'll give them that.
No, I mean, the stadium was sick. It actually felt like I was at
they're not. They've been
like
to
a
Super
college
Bowl
game
3 times.
Easy there, bro.
But we always see some sort of weird story coming out of Cincinnati every year. How do you feel like their season's going to play out in the AFC? What are they in the AFC East? AFC
North? AFC
yes,
North?
AFC North.
Come on.
I brain fart, sorry.
So let's start here. Jahmyr Chase, once he got into the NFL, I played attention a little bit when he was at LSU, but once he got to the NFL, I paid attention to him. He's just ridiculous. As a wide receiver, as a player, like a monster. You watch him, he is what you want as a wide receiver in all phases of the game. Hard stop. But in the last 2 years, man, you're just seeing things from him. I love his game, but I hate everything else that comes around it, man. The comments that he makes, things in the locker room, spitting on people, fighting with players. A lot of stuff he does, it's a little bit too much. Getting to what might have happened in situations like this, some players that start, I don't even have to say elite. Some players that start, they don't like guys trying to do too much in practice. They don't like guys trying to actually do their job. And guys are trying to make that team and fret for that line, and they're playing for depth spots. Those guys, when they get a chance to go against Jahmyr Chase, shoot, this is my opportunity to prove I belong.
Yes.
This is my opportunity to show the coach, hey, look, coach, you see what I'm able to do. I mean, he caught the ball, but I made it contested. It was tough. So this is when you show. Guys like Jahmyr, sometimes, in my opinion, I've seen this with some of my teammates, not me. I like all the smoke. They nah, man, too hard. Just back up,
There's Jordan,
back up, chill out.
Jordan and then there's
you're doing too much. You're doing too much.
Yeah.
And after that third, you're doing too much. Guys get mad, and because he's Jahmyr Chase, because he makes $45 million a year, or is it 38, whatever it is, he can have these blow up moments. He blows up man, the hell with you? What are you doing? You blah blah blah. This, that, and the third, man. You want to go? You want to see all the smoke? What would you? And then he takes. Why do you need to take your helmet off and throw it across the field?
Jordan loved that stuff in practice. LeBron, I've heard so many stories about how you can't
I want to
even
get
touch
better.
it. He may as well have a red jersey out there.
Yeah, that's what
And I
happened.
think that's all that it is Jahmyr just
He's like,
doing too much on day one.
Like, and that.
Meanwhile, you spit on somebody last year.
Yeah, literally, and then didn't admit to it
and lied about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And there was another clip of that.
You don't have film of me doing that. Yes, we do. We saw it. It's 4K.
There was a clip of that same DB. Mike Gesicki caught a ball over the middle of their starting tight end, and the same DB like jumped on his back, like completely jumped on his back and took him to the ground. And Gesicki had some choice words for him too. So that's what the whole hypothesis. Yeah, you're exactly right. He was probably doing way too much, like in team period, kind of hitting him after the play. Maybe just went too hard, tried to do a PBU and took him down. Like that's just that happens in camp.
I like Mike Gesicki. I've always liked him. I liked him at Penn State.
He's a long, lengthy tight end that can go up and get it.
He's he's a volleyball player playing football.
He is.
Like, he goes up and get the ball high point. And he was really good at Penn State.
He'll hit a guy, too.
I thought he should have. I wish he would have went somewhere else because his first stop wasn't it. No. What, do you go to the Dolphins first?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe he was in Miami first with Tannehill and them, and he was weird. But we have another brewing story here. It actually hits close to home with Kerby Joseph. He has been active on the social media networks, a.k.a. X, for example. We have a video clip of him in his most recent X endeavor. Yeah, it was recorded by him, so it was on his Instagram story if you want to take a listen to that.
Yes, we can play that.
When you see me, just know all I do is fucking work. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. All I do is grind, baby. That's all I motherfucking know. That's how I got to this motherfucker right here. Y'all lads all in my motherfucking business. Y'all lads don't know shit.
Love him.
Yeah, that was
he does not care.
We're professional sports is now in terms of what you can say and do on social. Way different. I caught the tail end of social media. I think I got on Instagram in 12. I retired in 14. Like, we were on there.
What was the biggest Insta scandal, Braylon?
Nothing for me because I was still new to social. I'm like, dude, I don't want no smoke on social. Like, me, it would be like the interviews. But yeah, like it's a lot. But anyway, I think he's tired of people
DMs
saying.
Leaked?
You said me?
Yeah.
What about your Twitter now?
Nah.
Dude,
well, I mean, I tweeted.
Vintage Instagram and Twitter was actually like.
Everybody has a drunk tweet here or there. You know what I'm saying? So I may have had one of those that caused
Josh Allen a few here and there.
But a lot of energy out of him. Yeah. Like, I would want to see this energy. I will tell you this, okay? This energy better match you being back. And it better match you being back at full speed. And it better match you being back within the first 3 weeks. And it better match that you know what you're doing. And it better match that you come back and you lead like you did before. Not saying you didn't, like you did before. Because they need you. Yep. They need you in that secondary. That secondary was garbage last year. Like, and you can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on, but you are one of the best, if not the best, at that position in the league.
The best.
All this, fine, I'm with that. All this rah-rah, all this yelling on Twitter, all this going at people, and you better be back. That's what that means to me. If I can yell at people on Instagram, if I can say, you don't believe in this, you don't believe in that, that means I know that I'm 100% back, and this is me tipping my hand that week one, like Dan Campbell said, we heard that he may be back week one, but we don't know. If he's back week one and he comes out and does his thing, all this right here, I'm like, all right, this is who you are. But don't be out here yelling at people. Don't be going on people's socials and this, that, and the third. And then when the season starts, you know where to be found. And then when you finally come back, you're not the same guy.
That's what.
Be careful with stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100% correct because this all started off with him basically sending out a tweet saying, they were like, the Lions are going to – he replied to a report saying the Lions are going to release their PUP list. And he replied to it saying, I bet you I won't be on there. And
two different types of PUP lists.
Well, yes.
53 and early.
Well, and then he rebutted when they came out with it when he was actually on it and said, like, it was like a GIF with like Kevin Hart putting his hands up, like, I hope you didn't bet on me or something like that, or like, I was just playing kind of deal. And like people were like replying in the comments, like where their tweets were saying like, oh, I'll put 500 on that, you're on it, and like saying all this stuff, and they're like, where's my money, like going crazy. And then that sparked this huge thread of tweets when you actually had like other Detroit Lions based like sports media getting involved, and he was calling them goofies and going completely haywire on these guys, and then go like defending some fans, and even people were saying that they were practicing and he was still on Twitter tweeting at these people and putting all this stuff out there. I just don't want it to become a distraction. Obviously we know social media is a part of everybody's lives nowadays, and you know, some players, I mean like Brandon Ayuk for example, are absolutely destroying themselves over that stuff. AB, same thing, you know, towards the end of his career there, and I just don't want anything bad to happen to him. That's the only thing.
It's a new day and age, it's a new era, man, and I want everybody to get it how they get it. Get it how what got him here. Talking like this, being like this, get it how you live it. Live it how you get. Like, this got him here. This got him to be an all-pro. This got him to be the best safety in the game. This got him to have 9 interceptions 2 seasons ago. So I get that part. But there is sometimes where silence is golden.
Yep.
There is sometimes, because one of the most talkative players in the NFL and the pro sports landscape, period, plays in your same division, plays for your rival, the Green Bay Packers, and this is the first time I have not heard peep out of Micah Parsons.
Yep.
I ain't heard
we haven't heard
one
anything
word out of
Micah
Micah Parsons.
We haven't heard a word out of Brian Branch either.
Because Brian Branch out there getting it. He's
exactly
like,
right.
But he's a more quiet guy.
He is.
Like, he talks on the field.
He doesn't even talk.
Yeah, he
like,
doesn't talk when he's
meet
home.
him in real life.
Yeah.
Like I met him, and like we were trying to have a conversation with him. And he's just, you know, he's like, hey, it was been a few words, but very, very smart. Like you see it on the field. Honestly, I love Brian Branch. I love our whole team.
Like Gibbs
can't
like
wait
that.
for Lions season.
Gibbs was like that too.
Yeah, Gibbs didn't talk at all.
Gibbs didn't talk until I mentioned anime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I mentioned, you were right there.
Yeah.
I mentioned anime, and he was like, oh, what do you watch? What are you into? I was like, oh, I had to say anime to get you
bro,
more.
Anson just got the
like the
biggest
only-
heart on, dude. Look at Anson. Oh my god.
Manga.
The only thing he said was
Manga,
like,
manga.
I go home in the off season, and then he was like, it's too cold up here, and then Braylon mentioned the anime thing, and then he started talking a little bit more. But that, like, literally, that's about it.
Note taken.
Yeah, there you go, Anson. And my last one.
Okay. So B-Lab bringing some notes, some homework.
This is the last one I have here to a former Detroit Lions safety, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know what's
He
been
played
going
for the
on.
Lions? When?
Yeah,
I'm joking,
exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
he had the whole ski mask movement. Remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
He was, you know what's so crazy about like his season, if you look at stats and all that, because he got injured and this, that, and the third. He was serviceable.
Oh, he was, actually.
In terms of
that team was nice.
He's stoked the energy.
Yeah, big time.
Like
The
the ski
culture.
mask, I know he went out there and got beat, but he stoked that energy, he stoked that attitude, and when he came back and he brought that back too, like he may not have played on the field stat wise and been what we wanted him to be.
He was good versus Kansas City.
He was a valuable player.
He
was valuable.
Then he played a little bit in the playoffs for us.
Yeah, he played towards the end of the year as well. I mean, he, like I said, Braylon's right. He was a very serviceable player. He's now plays for the Buffalo Bills, and you know, this whole streaming thing has been taking over the internet. All these influencers taking over the internet. Well, he's been joining that realm, I guess you could say. He was actually in the Bills locker room on a stream. I'm not sure on what platform, Twitch, Kick, you know, YouTube, you name it. But in the video, a specific, very important person, a.k.a. Joe Brady, their head coach, tells him to shut it down, and we actually have the actual footage of that right now. Justin, if you want to play it.
I would done anyway.
Yeah, I would say just be mindful, like probably not locker room, training room, you know what I mean?
I wasn't. All right. Now I'm gone, chat. I'm gone, chat. Coach said it's done.
What took him so long?
That's what I'm saying. I think there was other coaches in the room. They were saying on Twitter that there were other coaches in the room, like telling them to cut it out because they were about ready to go into some meetings and stuff like that. But the fact, like that first voice you heard, that was Joe Brady. Like that was the head coach telling him to shut that down. But like, what is going on? Like, bro, you're a veteran. You know better than that.
All right, two things. Thing one, last year, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he did help out the Chicago Bears, who led the league in takeaways last year. You talk about Caleb Williams having the season and the offense and blah, blah, blah. That Bears team isn't any good without all those takeaways. They led the league last year, and that's what helped them propel them to the second round of the playoffs. They were elite at taking the ball away. There's that word again, elite. With that being said, what the hell took him so long? Like, soon as Joe Brady said shut it down, I put the phone in the pocket.
Yeah. Like, oh, sorry,
like,
coach.
Soon as, and then it's like it's how the interaction went. Like, if name a coach that I played for. Pete Carroll walks up to me, and I'm streaming, and he walks up to me, hey, look, man, you just got to be mindful. Hey, coach, you're right, my bad. I throw it in my pocket.
Right.
I wouldn't even end it.
Right.
I would forget, oh, shoot, I got to end the chat. He was like, all right. Then he never looked up. He was all right. Kept going. And then looked at the phone and said, all right, chat, I got to shut it down. The chat heard that you had to shut it down 30 seconds ago.
That's what I'm saying. It literally felt like he completely disregarded, like he didn't want to.
Keep your eye on C.J. Gardner-Johnson in terms of if he makes it through Buffalo the whole season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm just saying what I saw in the video. Nothing more,
real.
nothing less. Just
I mean,
what I saw in the video.
It sounded like he got cut at the end of the middle.
Hey,
I'm gone.
I'm gone, chat.
I'm gone, chat.
It did, man.
He's been all around. Like I have been seeing clips on social media of him on pretty famous people's streams and. There was one point where he didn't have a team yet, and they were kind of flaming him. They were like, "Yeah, what money you spending? You're not even on a team yet." And he did not take it lightly at all. Like he actually got hot on these guys' streams. I don't know the specific names, but I've seen the clips. You would probably recognize them if you've seen them too. Like these specific streamers, I don't know, they're taking over nowadays. But I did see that. Like he's been a part of that group. So, I mean, the fact that he was actually on, because I know the Bills, watching quarterback, they take it to a whole nother campus, and they spend the whole camp together on a college campus. It's like they are separated away from their actual their homes. So he's actually in there with pretty important stuff going on. Obviously, a head dog comes down to you and tells you to stop. You, like you said, put it away.
Justin Anson, are you guys quarterback guys? Because you brought up the quarterback, the show. Obviously, Jared Goff was on it last season.
Yeah.
Are you guys quarterback? I tried to get into it this year. I think
I'm not.
Baker Mayfield was the first episode, and look, I haven't
watched it this year yet.
I like Baker just like the next guy. Watching him and his wife, I was like, I'm bored, I'm out.
That's the thing where they did when they went with Joe Burrow to his house. That was the most boring part of the show by far. I'm like, man, he's sitting there with his family. It looks awkward. They were asking him weird questions. It's obviously what his family's gonna say, how proud of him they are. It just felt like Joe Burrow. I know he said it. At least he's a boring. He doesn't do anything outside of football. He chills out at the house. It doesn't really do much.
You can tell that quarterback is produced by one of the former elite quarterbacks, and that's Peyton Manning, Amon-Ra Productions.
Yeah.
He wants to protect certain things, which I get. Hey, if I'm on the show, hey, look, please protect me. But
Flacco's kind of good.
But us as consumers, I don't want the protection.
Yeah.
When you watch the starting five, the NBA's version of that, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of up for grabs or on display.
Yes.
Everything's on display when you watch the starting five. Quarterback is kind of but anyway,
definitely selective.
Let's get a commercial break here, man. We went a little bit over. We doing college football when we come back. How you want to do this?
Yeah.
Getting some college football a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Why you doing that? Yep. Why don't you tell me about amnesia? Yep.
Yeah, let me tell you about my favorite thing that starts with the letter A. And
mine
that
is 3 letters.
It's not Anson?
It's definitely not Anson.
Starts with A.
But it's amnesia.
Ends in S.
All right. Braylon's is a little piece of profanity. Mine is amnesia. Two flavors, 1 device, and 3 ways to enjoy it.
I have an S in my name.
My personal favorite is...
So does Justin.
My personal favorite is Unicorn Piss. That's what I'm smoking on right now.
Really
Sativa Hybrid Indica. So make sure you tap in with the nation. They also have great glass tip joints that you can tap in with as well. So make sure you go and enjoy today at your local dispensary.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
RJ's now. Bray.
Oh, my apologies, man. You started talking about receivers. I got excited. I should have been excited because we're talking about Art and Jakes. Look, man, 80 TDs.
Art and Jakes pulled you back just as quick.
It did. It pulled me back in because I know this is the place where you can watch it happen, man. You talking about the Detroit Tigers, you can watch them there. The Red Wings, the Michigan Wolverine. Whatever you want to watch at Art and Jakes, you can. Or you can just pull up, have yourself a beer because they got 22 of them on tap. Whatever the location is that you go to. And the service is going to be great. The people are great. Smiles is flowing. The vibes are going. And also the food, not just bar food. Check it out. Check the menu out. Or check the app out. The A&J mobile app. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, you hooked me with that one. You threw that one up there. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's going to be fire.
I was like, we can get ourselves in here. You had something, Jay. I'm going to let you preview this, let you get it going, because I got to look for something as you're doing that.
All right, well, as you know, we are getting also closer to some college football, and we're going to do just some, baseline college and stuff. Nothing to do with this season entirely. You can only take one receiver room in history, and look at those legends. You got LSU, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Miami, and USC. So, Anson, why don't you go ahead and tell them what the criteria is that we're going to be picking these on, because Anson has set the rules and guidelines as only,
terms and conditions.
It's only Anson could.
Double A Anson can only do. I won't say what the other
Double
A means.
ASS. So, right there,
Okay.
we got 6 teams, six programs. But, listen, guys, this isn't just college. This is the entirety of their career, okay? So Mike Williams,
that's
I don't know. There might be another team that we can talk about here in the end that hits a lot closer to home, if you will. But started off with LSU. And this is kind of the last 20 years we've been talking about LSU receivers, right?
If you're gonna put USC up there, you put Michigan up there too. I'm like outside of Keyshawn Johnson.
I was gonna say that for last. Let's do it first.
All right, no, we can say it. Whatever you're doing. I won't mess up.
Because I think it's better. Let's just replace them. We know who one is. We know who the other one is.
Most for sure.
And then we know who 2 is, right?
Yeah,
1 and 2. Am I wrong?
Braylon, Anthony,
Desmond.
So that's why I was gonna say, like, for the sake of this, I would put Desmond on there. But if we're just talking about who my favorite receivers is, like, Rio was nice. Jason Avant was nice too.
Preston.
Jason Avant and Preston had better career than Mike Williams.
In the pros, for sure.
And Jason had a better career than Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju Smith had a great rookie year.
2 years.
That was about it.
You might as well put St. Brown up there.
Low key, yeah.
You should.
Ooh, good
this
call.
was
over this guy for sure. No doubt.
It's funny too because Mike Williams legitimately is taller than both of them.
Okay, so the question is, let's rank them. We'll have the receiver rank them.
We did not make this graphic. This was made by someone else.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. I'm not shooting you guys.
No, I got to give the disclaimer. I'm not getting sure.
We actually changed a couple people out. We did change a couple people out, but the final thing after he ranks them is who gets the ball on 3rd down. Let's start with LSU.
All right. If I'm looking at the totality, hold on. Start with LSU.
Actually, you can build it however you want. Bottom to top, top to bottom, or just start with A.
I go last. I go last to first. Okay. Last is F.
Yep.
Correct.
Hey,
what if it's Michigan?
Let me think. Hold on. Let me think about this. I was never a Michael Thomas fan, but I mean, I guess
best wide receiver in the league 4 straight years.
He wasn't the best, but he had the stats.
Statistically,
he played with Drew Brees.
Yes, sir.
Kenny Galladay would have been the best wide receiver.
You played with not Drew Brees, unfortunately.
Marcus Colston was one of the best wide receivers.
You'd still be in the league if you played with Brees.
Okay, fair. If we're going by those stats. But he didn't do anything in college. But okay, so last I would put.
See, like JSN could be up there though.
Very soon.
Yeah, I'm going USC last because Mike nor Juju Smith. Like Juju had the 2 years and he did win the Super Bowl, but that was it. Mike didn't do anything. And Keyshawn had a really good career. So I go F is last.
F is an F.
F is an F. I would then go. I probably would go, even though this is crazy. I feel like Ohio State's got the wrong receivers.
We had to swap one out already. Who did we swap out, Riley? 2?
Because you got Olave, Wilson.
I mean, those are like
yeah.
Those all have probably had the best. I know I'm thinking
Mazda Marv. We took out Mitsubishi Marv.
Yeah, but like Michael Jenkins played 12 years in the NFL. He was All-American when he was there. I mean, David Boston. If you look at his career, actually, you know what? I know exactly. Take off. I guess he has the All-Pro stuff. Where's Chris Carter? Like, if you're gonna put Reggie Wayne, I mean, I know you didn't make it, but if we're gonna put Michael Irvin, then Chris Carter. Chris Carter, one of the greatest receivers of all time. Like, I had him at my Mount Rushmore for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, and you still could. So.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Just consider that when you make these rankings, then.
Let's just do what's on there.
Okay.
Because if I'm thinking about who's on there, it gets wild. Because Ohio State.
No, that's fair. You can come up with really, like, even with Bama.
Ohio State is probably somewhere between 2 and 3 if you like look at everybody they had in totality. On this particular list, let's go USC last. Let's go. Sammy Watkins was annoying.
Clemson is cold.
They're still building. Like, this is over. He's some of the greatest hands ever. May get in the Hall, may not.
I mean, that's a good.
T. Higgins is legit. Sammy Watkins was okay,
career.
Was serviceable. USC last, then Ohio State, then Clemson, then Bama,
LSU, Miami.
I feel like it's LSU then Miami.
Yeah.
But in 2 years, LSU and Miami, if you do potential rankings, LSU's first.
I mean, those are 3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and that's why I said
and those
they're
are
first.
probably 3 Hall of Famers.
Correct.
And he's not going to make it.
No,
so
he won't.
Miami's number 1, 2, Bama 3.
How about rocking the number 47 at wide receiver?
Go.
I had to double check that. I thought for a second that might have been AI.
So he tried to get a different number too, and Jimmy Johnson asked him. He said, "Who do you know wears 47 the wide receiver?" He said, "They see you wearing 47." He said, "They'd be scared as hell." He said, "You've never seen somebody wear 47. They will talk about you forever."
Yeah.
We're still talking about him wearing 47.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, this is legit because like all 3 of them were legit as hell in college, and then even better in the pros.
Absolutely right.
Here's a hot take for me, wide receiver take. Michael Irvin's an overrated wide receiver. Like,
what makes you say that?
Because people try to put him like top 4, top 5,
like
top 6, and mention the playmaker. Yeah. Like, he's not
top 15.
Like, yeah,
he's
for
top
sure.
15.
But
I
like,
don't know if I'm putting him top 10 though.
I could see that 100% actually.
Like 100%.
Is he the best of those 3?
No,
Andre Johnson.
Okay, so who's getting the ball on 3rd down?
Okay, I like that one. 3rd down in A.
Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson's getting it on 3rd down. B.
Smith.
Julio.
Oh,
Julio for sure.
Julio,
C?
like the Julio.
You
may not like him, but that slant over the middle, 3rd and 7, guaranteed.
Oh my God! I really want to say. I'm going Garrett Wilson. Hey, fellow number 17 with the Jets.
No, Garrett Wilson is like that.
That one ain't even a question. Come on now.
D-Hop might get it over everybody on this list as it relates
all
to
4
catching.
downs, baby.
Yeah. 3rd down, Reggie.
Yep.
3rd down,
like
Reggie.
that,
Or Mike.
Wedgie Rain, baby.
Like, that one was tough
Andre
because
Johnson
like they all are legit. And then
gosh.
USC, I would go with
St. Brown. Give it to
True.
St. Brown.
I go Keyshawn. Keyshawn was tough. Like, Keyshawn, old school tough wide receiver.
But you know, St. Brown making it close.
Yeah,
For sure.
They had some other ones like Kerry Cobra was nice, Steve Smith. Yeah, but this is a fun grab. This would be fun to do with more teams. Maybe take it from these and just do the Big Ten.
Facts.
And localize it.
Because
say what you want to. Like, Michigan State. Charles Rogers and Plaxico. That's a mean two.
Plax.
We have to find one more, but that's a mean two right there.
Rest in peace, Chuck.
Yeah, but this is Alabama has more wide receivers.
Yeah,
Shoot, J-Mo not on that list, although he.
Calvin Ridley.
Jerry
Judy.
Calvin Ridley, J-Mo.
Failure. Overdrafted.
Ridley had a good career.
Isn't it so crazy? Isn't it crazy though? Who?
Calvin Ridley.
What
He's
they
still
thought
going.
Judy and Ridley were going to be versus what they are.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't. Yeah, they didn't live up to the expectations. I don't think. But I mean, Ridley at Atlanta before he tore his ACL was nice. Man.
Julio's number 2 was nice. Remember number 4, Mays? His last name was
In
Mays.
Atlanta?
Yeah, he was.
They had Manu as well and Taylor Gabriel.
Muhammad, yeah.
Or Sanu, I'm thinking.
Muhammad Sanu.
Yeah, and they had Taylor Gabriel at one point as well.
Smith and Waddle are always going to be a funny story because they remind me of Derek Alexander and Desmond Howard at Michigan. Derek Alexander from Detroit, born and raised, was nice at the wide receiver position. Athleticism that he had, he could do whatever. And he was a 6'1" wide receiver, ran a 4.4, had a 40-inch vert. He did all the things. Go back and look at stats. Derek Alexander was the number 1 wide receiver while Desmond Howard was there. Guess who else was the number 1 wide receiver? It's Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Derek Alexander tears his ACL in 1991. Jalen Waddle tears his ACL, whatever year that was.
Yeah.
Insert Devontae Smith wins the Heisman that year.
Yeah, he was.
Guess who also won the Heisman? Because somebody got hurt. Desmond Howard.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, I'm going to throw this one
That's
out from
wild.
Art Vandalay in the chat before we pay a couple bills and come back for our final segment. You said Chuck Rogers. You said Plaxico. He has the other 2 choices for the 3rd spot. Can you guess them?
What year? What era? Oh, Derek Mason.
80s, earlier.
Derek Mason should be.
He should be on that.
Derek Mason,
but
for
it's
sure.
Andre Rison.
Oh, nah, Bad Moon.
And
you put who's
World
that?
Series MVP.
Oh, Kurt Gibby.
Watch some of Gibby's highlights at receiver.
That's why I said
Don't
Michigan
sleep.
State is sneaky.
Don't
Gibby
sleep.
was nice.
Yeah, he was.
Like Derek Mason, Andre Rison, you got Plax, you got Charles.
You see Derek Mason's tricked out Ford Explorer with all the side graphics and he had a real nice whip.
Yeah, you did. Andre Rison. I say that to say that. All right, here we go. What is going on with the Detroit Tigers right now? Is it still tied?
Still tied.
Great time to take a break.
Tell them about Mad Packs and Gold Crown, young Justin.
Well, I'm going to need both of these things in the matter of about 5 minutes when the Detroit Tigers inevitably take the final sword into the chest as we say goodbye to Terry Skubal. So to dull the pain, make sure you tap in with Mad Packs. Their high-low pre-rolls and boom shakalakas will make you feel a hell of a lot better. They may not make you feel anything because they really work. I mean, look in my eyes. They're great. Keep coated, live resin infused, and they're available at retailers near you. And if you're looking for an alternative that is just as good, make sure you tap in with Gold Crown. Roller Jesters, the OGs in the game, 1.5 grams total, coated in keef, live resin infused. GoldCrownExtraX.com. They're at almost every dispensary I've ever been to, and they are absolutely fantastic. So make sure you tap in with them as well at your local dispensary today.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network.
The state's title agency has been doing this for over 20 years. They are the leaders when it comes to buying and refinancing. That's why you should rock with them. That experience, that expertise that the B-side and his team have, second to none. Here's the other thing about that, man. Late night closings, weekend closings, by appointment only. They want to make things simple and convenient, and that's why the process, it always works with the state title agency. For all your financial needs, or all your title needs more so, call Mr. Deeds.
Call Mr. Deeds.
And we are
Look at these
back.
poor two over there. Riley looking the same way now.
They look a mess right now, man.
Hey, Anson, did they email you if they want a potential internship? Someone's asking.
Oh, well, I will take a look. You got to press hard these days, guys. It's not easy like it was in January. We got a deep roster now. Show me you want it.
Like Primo Rice said, I'm deep in my bag.
Show up in the chat 5 days straight, and then we'll
That's
talk.
right. Anson at woodwardsports.com. Separate yourself from the rest. We got a great team here. We are looking to add, but we aren't looking to add. Whoa. We want you to just put yourself on our radar, if you will.
Or you can bring some buddies in like somebody else in the studio did.
Nope, only once. Only once.
Shout out to my
You better bring something else in, and it better be like...
Better bring in some steak.
That's right.
Ooh.
Triple the cost, baby.
What's everybody doing today? What you guys doing today? What you got up, Anson?
Good question. I am getting ready for the NSCC, the National Sports Card Convention, which I leave Friday morning. I won't be with you guys. We got Kool-Aid in, though.
Shout out to
You guys will be talking some Durin. But, yeah, I got a lot of things I got to get in order. I'm taking Mr. Inspiration and the legend Al Neon with me. So, should be an interesting trip. And we will say hello to Mr. Joe Hollywood, which we'll get out here soon.
Oh, yeah, Joe Hollywood.
Tell
him I say what's up.
Yeah, he's blowing up.
He's
I will.
It's
hot in
I
here,
will,
man.
Justin.
B-Lad, what you got going on this Wednesday, hump day as you call it?
Working, baby. Working the rest of the week and visiting some family this weekend.
Boy, trying to stack that paper.
You know it.
Jay,
Transition
how
phase,
about
baby.
you? Since the Tigers are playing right now, I know you're not going to the game.
I will be going to a concert tonight. One of my girlfriend's favorite artists.
Who?
Okay.
Fess
Who?
up, Gordo. I'm going to
What's her
Rainbow
name?
Kitten Surprise.
There you go.
I don't know. I only know one song by them, but I like that
happens.
one song. So we'll see how it goes. A concert's a concert. I'll get down to good music, no matter what it is.
Sounds like a great place for a single guy to go tonight.
I would say so.
Rainbow Kitten Surprise, bro. What are you doing tonight, buddy? You want to head downtown, my man?
No, I already be down
Oh,
there.
you're not single, are you?
I'm going to straight Belle Isle.
Hey,
Hipster Beach.
Shout out to
Got a
Terry
date.
Foster. What's going on in Belle Isle, man? Just a little enjoying the scenes,
promo
enjoying the
Yeah,
nature,
little recreation.
little nature walk,
Yep.
little picnic.
You know it. All of the above, B.
Man, we used to love going to Belle Isle. I went to
love
Kings,
Big
so
Cam,
Kings
bro.
Kings probably 2 minutes from Belle Isle, man. In fact, they used to make
around the corner.
Yeah, 100%. They used to make us run in the summertime. We used to have to run to Belle Isle, run around Belle Isle, and then back to King for the football team.
Hell yeah.
I used to
Every
be
time I go by
Hated
there, I
that,
think,
didn't you?
what? Because I'm not a distance runner. Like people like, but you got long legs. So what? What you don't like, you don't like. And I don't like running
Bro,
distance.
I was great at distance. I hated running.
Before you guys end up the show, I got a little someone who wants to say hi and promo his stream.
Guys, we got Woodward Tigers going live immediately after the conclusion of the game. We're going to be live on Woodward Tigers. Make sure that you catch me and Nick. He's down at the field right now. We got 2 exclusive interviews, so make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. And we'll see, can Jacob Waggy-Spack save the day?
Gordon, top of the 11th. When does it end? Top of the 11th. When does it end?
It never ends.
The link will be in the bio of this stream, so make sure you just go right in there and tap in with Gordo and Nick. They do a great job. Nick will be yelling while people walk behind him in the aisles. It will be really funny, so please tap in.
Unfortunately for the Tigers, it will be over before the playoffs. I'm just throwing it out there.
Scott Harris is a terrorist. KJ Obey.
To answer your question, speaking to the camp, I'm going back to the golf course. I'm going
Are
back
you
to farm.
playing or are you going to the range?
No, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna get 9. in.
Solo?
Farmington Hills, 9.
Attaboy. It's better to not go solo.
Solos in the morning. Sometimes
yourself
like
accountable.
sometimes when the mood hits, it's like, oh shoot,
Just get
I'm
out
here. Now it's already playing. So we'll see what Brittany has, man.
Oh, she playing with you?
100%.
She can swing it, huh?
She can.
Atta girl.
Yes, she can.
She's a Jane of all trades,
But
isn't she?
she's where I used to be as a golfer. She's in the space of believing that you can play 2 to 3 times a year and still be
improve?
mad at yourself. No, and still be mad at yourself like you're Tiger Woods. Like it took me a long time to be able to look. I am not
Sounds like
Tiger
my
Woods.
Frisbee
I
golf
am not
game.
Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler ain't even Scotty Scheffler right now. Like sometimes you just gotta be happy to be out there.
Just got to pat down that grass to be Scheffler.
100%. Appreciate you guys. Great conversation. Now you guys enjoy the engagement in the chat. And really good job by us up here, man. Justin, B-Lad, Sweet Potato Cam, and then my co-host Anson Wells. Appreciate all of you. Gordo, check out Woodward Tigers after the game. See you guys mañana.